Hi everyone, welcome to our virtual Open Day. While we would normally hold our Open Day in January on site here at our campus on Mulgrave Street, this year we are once again bringing LCFE to you virtually. We are delighted that so many of you are joining us online from around the country to watch our programme presentations, participate in our live Q&A sessions and meet learners in our skills demonstrations over the course of the day. LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus is part of Limerick and Clare ETB's multi-campus College of Further Education and Training across the Limerick and Clare region. The college has a fantastic reputation in the Midwest as a place where our learners are placed front and centre in everything we do. Our main focus is on Level 5 and Level 6 programmes on the National Framework of Qualifications. These cover a wide and varied range of areas such as business, IT, childcare, healthcare, media, art, sports, beauty, hairdressing and many more. Our campuses now also offering pathways to apprenticeship as well as apprenticeship programmes in areas such as hairdressing, construction, accounting and culinary skills. With technology as a key focus, we deliver a high standard of face-to-face and online teaching. Our close links with local industry, research agencies and higher education institutions in developing programs ensures our learners are offered excellent job prospects and opportunities for furthering their education and career. Today, not only will you meet our excellent teachers and support staff, but you will also hear from our current learners and learn about their experience on programs here and what they want to do next. Their real stories will help you make the best choice for you. Virtual visitors to our Open Day will also be able to find out about our unique learner supports with a fully inclusive approach to teaching and learning. LCFE is known as a place where everyone matters, where we work with you, our learners, and other stakeholders in a spirit of respect and compassion. We are looking forward to a fantastic event, and I hope you enjoy our virtual Open Day. I wish you well in your choice of programme for the next year, and you can rely on us to help you in any way we can. Many thanks for listening.
The College of Further Education and Training is a multi-campus college spread across Limerick and Clare.
And right now we're at our LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus.
This campus is a hive of activity 5 days a week with staff and learners from many different skill areas and backgrounds working together.
The campus offers several spaces to gather, socialise and study.
The learning hubs and libraries offer a quiet place for you to catch up on assignments and projects.
And dedicated learning support and library staff are always on hand to help you. The canteen and courtyard are open spaces which are perfect to make friends, and the student union office is nearby.
State-of-the-art technology rooms like our iMac lab gives you the opportunity to develop your skills and experience.
The campus is equipped with lots of specialist rooms like this high-spec hair salon where you can get real experience for your hairdressing career.
Sale Nua, the beauty salon here, gives you the experience and skills you need to easily transition into the world of work.
The campus iMix radio station has produced some amazing broadcasts from here. iMix is an online radio station run by learners on campus.
Our recently launched multimedia editing suites are state-of-the-art, incorporating a recording studio and sound rooms. These give you access to best in-class facilities which help develop and enhance your skills.
You can gain excellent experience relevant to real-life working here in our healthcare facility.
You can watch your work develop in our dark room or use our art and fashion studios to create your own masterpieces.
So whether you have a creative mind or a curious spirit,
a fascination for numbers or an eye for details,
we can help you find your real passion and pursue the future you want.
So choose LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus and discover how your learning pathway begins right here.
Hi, Patrick and Katrina here from Limerick and Clare Education and Training Boards. Thank you for joining us for our virtual Open Day here at our LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus, where we'll be streaming live until 1 o'clock on our YouTube channel and on Zoom.
We have a busy 3-hour programme ahead, and we're joined today by 5th and 6th year students from schools across the region. We also have parents and guardians and school guidance counsellors, and of course those of you who are considering upskilling or looking for new career opportunities.
On today's programme, we're going to be joined by our colleagues Declan and Claire, who will be visiting various programmes here on campus. We'll also hear from current learners and the academic team about the fantastic facilities here and the many supports on offer.
We'll also be showing you around the newly refurbished campus. That will be virtually through various videos that we're going to be playing throughout the programme. And don't forget, you can also interact with us live and put questions to our expert team. That's to our Q&A session right here on Zoom.
With 70 plus programmes on offer here at this campus, as well as our Kilmallock Road campus and our hospitality campus, we're really looking forward to giving you a flavour of what's on offer over the next 3 hours.
So let's take a look now at the various fields of learning that we'll be exploring on today's programme. At 10:05, we'll be in the business department, followed by IT at 10:20. Those of you interested in childcare will want to join us at 10:30, followed by healthcare at 10:40. 10 to 11 then, we will be looking at creative media, and don't miss visual arts, which will be at 11:15. And for those of you interested in sports, science and engineering, join us at 25 to 12.
Many of these times are a little bit rough, so make sure that you're with us about 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after, as this is a live programme. We're focusing in on beauty at 11:45, then at 5 to 12 we move on to hair. We'll hear from our colleagues in our Kilmallock Road campus at 12:10, and then we'll focus on hospitality 10 minutes later. At 12:30 we'll speak to our guidance service about the various different supports you can receive here on campus. Then we focus our attention at 20 to 1 on evening programmes. We'll hear from our Students' Union at 10 to 1, and then towards the end of today's live programme, we will wrap up with some of the most commonly asked questions that you have for us through the Q&A feature on Zoom. That's the look ahead to our 3 hours live here from LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. So let's kick off today's programme now with a look at business.
Hello everyone, I'm Hilary McCann and I'm head of the business department. We have been offering high quality business courses here for the past 60 years. Our length of service, as well as our reputation within local industry, is a testament to our high quality offering. Choose from a wide range of courses from accounting to sales, tourism to administration. These will give you a broad set of knowledge and skills for success on your journey to your chosen career. Our courses are dynamic and constantly evolving to respond to developments in the business world around us. Fantastic progression opportunities await you, with many of our learners continuing on to UL, LIT and many more. We also offer Erasmus opportunities, and we've linked our learners to opportunities in Rennes, France over the last few years. We have a great business team who are hardworking, dedicated and interested in you, our learner. Check out our website to find out more on what our business courses can do for you.
So I'm joined by Zoe Averill from Business. Zoe, great to see you. Really exciting day here in the college.
Definitely.
Great buzz around the place.
There is.
We got a quick overview of business there. Kind of one of the most common questions, I suppose, that a lot of people watching today will have is, how long is the typical course?
So our courses, they run from mid-September straight through until mid-May.
So pretty much academic year,
Yes.
similar to what people are used to from higher education institutions.
Yes, exactly.
And how does the timetable work over that period of time then?
So our timetables are again similar to that in the other higher education institutions. It runs Monday to Friday from 9 till 5:15, but your start times and finishing times will vary then depending on the course.
Okay, so each course then, I assume, is made up of a series of modules. So how many modules would people typically be doing, and how many would be needed then to actually achieve a full award and progress to higher education?
So typically in the business department, they'd study between 8 and 9 modules. And then for a full award, you need to pass 8 of those modules. If you want to progress to higher education, then you may need a minimum amount of distinctions, which could be anything from 3 to 8 distinctions.
Okay, really good. So
Yeah.
that's one of the common questions from last year's session, and we'll be repeating that throughout today. What we're going to do now is we're going to take actually one of our first live visits, and we are going to go to one of the business programs here on campus as we head over to Claire, who's with the Liberal Arts Group.
Good morning. I'm here with the Liberal Arts and Politics programme. I've popped into the politics class. I'm joined by Mary, the teacher covering this class today, and learner Nathan on the programme. So Mary, I'll go to you first. Can you tell me what we're talking about today?
We're just looking at the EU and Ireland's role within the EU, and say the EU as like a state within the greater global world.
Fantastic, very interesting, I'm sure, sparking lots of healthy debate and discussion.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nathan, good morning, thank you for joining us. Nathan, how are you getting on?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Very good. Any highlights of this programme that you're really enjoying?
I think for myself, the highlights would just be the actual information I'm learning, whether it be from English literature, social studies or political studies. I find presentations are very useful for developing social skills and overall just getting used to communication.
Fantastic.
But it's very helpful, yeah.
Good, good. And what's next for you, Nathan?
For me, I'll be going on to UL, where I'll do a 4-year course in the Bachelor of Arts, and from there on, I'm not entirely sure, but I have a job to keep me going at the moment.
Great, great. Well, best of luck in your learning journey.
Thank you.
Back to you, Patrick and Katrina.
So I'm here with Liam from the Travel and Tourism Services course, just to find out a little bit more about what that really entails. And Liam, look, let's face it, there's no getting away from it. With everything that's going on in the world right now, why is now a good time to study travel and tourism?
No, I think now's a great time to study travel and tourism, because while there are restrictions in place, I think it's a great time to upskill, and in a post-COVID world, who won't want to go on holiday? So I think the tourism industry is going to be booming and flooded with jobs.
Yeah, that's a really good point. How has this course prepared you for working in tourism?
Well, in this course, there's many modules, and they can be divided into 3 categories: tourism, business and IT. And in the tourism modules, we prepare itineraries and plan activities for tourists coming into the country. For the business modules, we look at finance and startup of a business or company. And for the IT, we look at Amadeus, which is the software that's used for booking holidays.
Okay, so it's a travel and tourism course. Is there any travel with what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, that's what majorly attracted me to this course. There's an opportunity for 2 weeks to go to either Malaga or Spain, in Spain or France, and you'll be working in bars, restaurants, and you get time off on the weekends and stuff.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Liam, for that. That was absolutely brilliant. And while we are going to book my holidays now, and I'm going to be joining the lads in Malaga, I'm going to hand you back to Katrina and Patrick.
Thanks, Declan. Wow, you were really getting me excited for the summer holidays there. And thanks to Claire as well with the Liberal Arts Group. We're looking forward to hearing from more of the programmes across the campus as we go on through today's programme. I'm here with Zoe Averill from Business. Zoe, lots of questions to get through with you in this section. The next one, I suppose, that a lot of people watching today from schools have is, how can I apply to higher education through undertaking a business programme here at the campus?
Okay, so you apply using your QQI course through the CAO website. There's about 15,000 places for QQI applications in higher education institutions across the country.
Excellent. So a lot of people today who are watching would be considering that route. Others then might be considering a job opportunity. So what might be the typical opportunities after doing a business programme if you didn't want to progress to higher education?
A lot of our learners would go down the route of working once they finish their award. What we would say really is work hard while you're here with us in LCFE, and work hard while you're on your work placement. After that, it really depends on the economy and the openings available in your vocational area once you finish your course.
Okay, really good. What are the most popular business courses here in the college?
There are a number of them. Our most popular ones would be our business studies course. We also have a business administration course, and marketing would also be very popular.
Susie grants. A lot of people have heard of Susie grants, applying for them for higher education. Can one apply for one for further education?
Yes, Susie grants are available for all QQI level 5 and level 6 courses. The Susie application takes into account a number of different things, such as your nationality, your residency, your income, If anybody watching the programme has been in a receipt of a QQI Level 5 SUSI grant, unfortunately you can't get another grant for Level 5 again. But if you wanted to do a Level 6 course, you may be eligible for a grant for a Level 6 course.
Okay, really good, Zoe. Remember, if you have questions that you want to put to us, you can pop them into the Q&A. Our team, Rowena, Cleena and Ruth, are actually answering your questions live within Zoom, and we will also be taking some of your questions from throughout the programme and putting those to the team towards the end of the programme today. Let's go live again, and we are going to go back to Claire actually, and she is with the Business Administration Group.
I'm here in one of the many computer rooms at the campus, and I've popped into the business administration class, and I'm joined by our learners Sinead and Gabriella. So good morning to you both. Good morning. Sinead, can you tell me what you're doing today?
Yeah, so at the moment we're just looking at the 8 rules for good customer service. So it's just like the basics like that everybody should follow and what you kind of need to know just to get started.
Great. How are you finding the course?
Yeah, great. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Super. You're returning to learning, I believe?
Yeah, worked a long time in customer service, in management, and just now looking to change from management into something a lot more easier in an office somewhere.
Fantastic. And to you, Gabriella, how are you finding it?
I'm finding it really good. I really like the change from secondary school to here. It's a lot more manageable to do.
Great. Any highlights for you?
Yeah, I think I really like the way it's more focused on the topics I like, not as broad as secondary school. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Super, super. Well, best of luck to you both in your learning journey. Thank you for joining me this morning. Back to you, Patrick and Katrina.
That's really good. Here with Zoe from business. Zoe, some of the other questions that we're getting this morning around work experience, that seems to be a core component of all the business programs.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do if I'm potentially interested in applying for a business program? Do I need to organise it myself, or do you guys organise it?
Here we encourage our learners to organise their own work placement. But we do provide supports around that. So we help them to organise a CV, a cover letter, and we also do interview preparation with them through their communications and their work experience modules. So the idea behind this is to prepare them to have the confidence and the ability to go and source their own work placement.
Brilliant, really good, because maybe if I'm coming from a school, I might not necessarily have developed all those kind of skills. So
Definitely.
That's great, you provide that kind of support. And there's obviously a good bit of IT then involved as well. Do I need to be really good with IT skills in order to be ready for a business program?
No, not at all. There is a number of IT modules in the business courses, but they're all taught from scratch. So the teachers teach you step by step from everything you need to know.
Great, okay. I'm actually really encouraged by those sounds. Okay, brilliant. So anything else that we haven't maybe covered in our conversation around business? Any other recommendation, any key piece of advice you'd like to give finally to those watching this morning that might be considering a business program here at Mulgrave Street Campus?
Yes, there's one very great program that we offer here in LCFE. It's the Erasmus Plus program. This is a fully funded European grant that offers students the opportunity to go on mobility projects. So for example, they might travel to a European country to study for their work placement. So at the moment, we have a record number of 21 learners travelling to Malaga and France in the next 2 weeks to do their work placement. And this is a huge aspect of the business studies department.
Really good, and we got a sense of that earlier on from Declan chatting with Liam in the tourism class. We're going to close out the business department now by looking at apprenticeship. Really exciting developments in terms of LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus offering 2 different apprenticeships. We'll talk later about the National Hairdressing Apprenticeship, but Accounting Technicians Ireland have the apprenticeship here. The difference between what Zoe's been talking about and apprenticeship is that it's 4 days on the job and 1 day on campus. And Accounting Technicians Ireland have prepared this really helpful short video which will explain to you what your first year on an apprenticeship might look like.
year seems like a long time, but it will go by so quickly. And if there's something you don't understand or something you didn't get when you did it back in October and November, it's going to be very hard to remember what you were talking about when it comes to the end of the year. So I'd say stay on top of the homework that the lecturers give you and try to do a little bit of revision every single week.
Stay organized, make sure you practice and study regularly, motivate yourself by setting goals, and very important is speak up if you need any help.
Try to find a balance between work and private life. Plan your week carefully. You might feel overwhelmed sometimes. If so, don't give up. It's worth it. The qualification you will be gaining will open lots of new doors for you.
My advice for someone that's coming into the apprenticeship program is don't be afraid to ask questions. When you first start, you're in a new company, new people, new environment. It can be very intimidating, and sometimes you want to know the answers to the questions they're asking. You want to be able to say, yes, I understand this, but that takes time. And the company has hired you, they've taken part in the apprenticeship program because they want to train someone. They want someone from scratch that they can train in the way they do things, so they can follow their processes then.
Make sure you get to know everyone in work and be friendly. If you will have any difficulties, don't be worried, ask the questions. Don't be afraid to try new things. It's very important for you that you will check in regularly with your work mentor. Is meeting people with the similar experience to me and make friends across the country.
Around January or February of this year, when it was about 3 or 4 months into the apprenticeship program, I started to feel like I was getting a little bit of understanding, that knowledge was building up, and what I was learning in college was actually translating into the activities I was doing in work. That was a really nice feeling to know that the hard work was worth it and that it was starting to pay off and the understanding was starting to come along. I didn't have to ask as many questions anymore, which definitely felt good, but it was fulfilling as well to start to understand what was happening, not feel so confused and lost in the company, but rather actually have the knowledge, feel like I could be confident in what I was doing and be a valuable member of the company.
Hello, I'm Brendan O'Sullivan, Head of IT, and I'd like to chat to you about the IT department and what we can offer you. Ireland has a huge reputation for IT operations on an international scale, with 8 of the top 10 global software companies based here. Currently, the Midwest has a tech talent shortage, and we have companies offering great wages and conditions to attract the best IT talent in the region. That's what we want you to plug into. Our courses contain industry-relevant subjects. We have a dedicated PC lab for hands-on learning, problem-solving projects, and creative development, whichever one suits you best. We have a proven track record with our learners progressing their studies through to third-level institutions. Our computer systems and network course is focused on practical projects, allowing you to explore network security, cyber security, and cloud computing. Our software development course culminates each year with a team project. Each team of learners will experience delivering a software system using Agile Scrum methodology. So, which course sounds like a good fit for you? Check out our website for more information on all that our IT courses can offer you.
There you go, a brilliant overview from our IT department and of course head of that department, Brendan O'Sullivan. Some brilliant highlights there. And joining me in studio is Brendan. Good morning.
Good morning, Katrina.
It's so good to have you here and to be able to pick your brain. I wish this was here when I was in college because it's just so brilliant to have a look at everything yourself and then be able to ask you the questions. And of course, we mentioned earlier, we have a Q&A session here in Zoom. So if I don't ask a question of Brendan that you would like to ask, then get that in on our question and answer section now. So I suppose we'll start off with when you first come to the campus and you might be a little bit nervous, what kind of laptop would be advisable and the software?
Yeah, we're finding for any course that a laptop is essential. You're essentially typing up assignments. You've got work to do outside of the structure of the class day where you have the lab environment with the computers there with you. So a laptop or a desktop at home really is essential. And then the question around the laptop itself then comes to specifications. So as part of the application process, when you receive an offer for a course, you will receive a program information sheet, and on that you should receive specifications of a suitable device for you so that you can go to a provider or a supplier and get one. And those in financial difficulty as well, we do have active inclusion services with the college, and we can come in there and help and support if that's a requirement too.
Yeah, there are fantastic supports here on campus, which I have to say I was very impressed with. And so there's always that support with the team. In terms of programming then, what kind of programming do you use on the course?
Yeah, well, we have two main courses. We have a more, I suppose, hardware tech course, computer systems and networks, and we use Java, and we use Eclipse as our development tool with Java, so it's more technically orientated. And then in the software development course, we're using C#, really popular in the games industry at the moment, really emerging as the forerunner in the games industry there, so really popular there and really easy to use and useful for people who want to progress to further opportunities in the industry and college as well.
Now, you mentioned gaming, and that is a big one. A lot of people asking us questions about that. Yeah. If you were interested in a career in the gaming industry, what would be the right program for you?
Yeah, a very good question, because a modern game has a team maybe of 100, 150 people developing it. And a large part of the modern, I suppose, big game is art, media, music even, script writing. So we do have courses in the area of media that may be a better fit if the art part of the game, such as the 2D and 3D graphics, is your thing. Or music may be your thing. So courses in the media area, I suppose specifically the multimedia animation and games course is a real good fit for that side of the house. And then if it's the code, which is the glue that binds the game together, if that's your thing, if you want to get into the logic and the mechanics of how the game works, then the software development course is a real good fit then.
And I think that's why it's so fantastic here at LCFE Mulgrave Street. The campus here encapsulates all of that. So you have your music and you do have your art, and and it brings it all together. So that's a fantastic tip. Thanks for that. Now, earlier in the week, Patrick actually caught up with you at one of your classes. So let's see how you got on.
Sure. Yeah, today I am working with the software development group, and the main idea and the main theme of this course for our learners is for them to be confident and competent at making a software product. So the back end of the product is represented by the code that you see here today, and the database is that carries the information for our systems. And then the learners also have a web design module where they build the front end to systems, and then the course is padded out there with some math skills and communication skills. And the big showpiece we have in the course then is a group project where learners, they work together as a group and develop software product in a real work-life type scenario.
Good. Stephen, you're one of the learners. What's on screen?
Well, basically we just follow along what Brendan codes in class, and we're now creating a bingo simulator app, and then we go home and we create some of our own apps.
Fantastic. Are you finding the course good so far?
Definitely, yeah. Learning a lot of skills that I can hopefully put to use in further education and
brilliant,
in my future career.
So after this, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm looking at doing software development in TUS.
Excellent. Brendan, what are the wider opportunities outside of maybe TUS?
Yeah, there is progression to lots of third level courses. We have a lot of students who go on to level 7 and 8 courses for software development. But we do find other learners in our networking course finding from a level 5 or 6 that there are employment opportunities available in computer repair and frontline help desk support. So there's more than just the software development in the department.
Good stuff. Listen, continued success to the group here. Thanks for inviting us in today. And back to the studio.
So there you go, Brendan, a little look there at the overview of your programme, and some great options there for continuing on afterwards. A big question that comes up a lot, and I certainly would think of this when it comes to IT, the big one: do you have to be good at maths when it comes to IT?
When it comes to IT, it's useful to be good at maths, not necessary. Anybody who comes on the course, we assume no prior knowledge of maths. We have a lot of mature learners who may be out of of college and may not have done their maths that we experience in second level for many, many years. So we're taking a ground zero approach with the learning. And then if you find you need to put in the extra time and you need to get the extra support, we have the resources at the college to put on extra lessons if that is a thing that's needed. As far as the content is concerned then, the learner should be familiar with about half of our maths module from doing their Leaving Cert. Things like stats and sets and probability and stuff like that. But then the good news is the other half of the content blends in really well with our coding. It's a logic style of maths.
I love that. Okay, well that's good to know, especially if you are a bit nervous about maths. Now, as I said, if there's any questions that I haven't covered here with Brendan, you can ask that in our Q&A section on Zoom right now. But that's it for the moment. Brendan, thank you so much for taking the time out today and best of luck for the year.
Thanks, Katrina.
Colleen, and today I would like to introduce you to the Childcare Department, where we pride ourselves in helping our learners to grow and develop into caring, skillful childcare workers. Our teaching methods encourage the development of skills that allow you to promote and develop a child's holistic care and development while working in various different childcare settings. We give you a hands-on learning experience through our extensive equipment and teaching methodologies, coupled with the work placement period. Our childcare courses also give you the opportunity to progress your studies through higher education if you wish. And you can do so here at LCFE or through the strong links we have with various third level institutions around the country. Our Level 5 and 6 courses also empower you to gain employment in settings such as creches, preschools, childminding or special needs assisting. Click on the course links in this section for more information.
A really good overview of childcare, and I'm joined by Hannah Fitch. Hannah, it's great to see you. How are you?
Good, thanks, Patrick. How are you keeping?
Great, brilliant. I suppose I'm really aware of all of the challenges that you guys have been working under over the last 2 years, effectively, during the pandemic. How's it been going for you in the childcare department?
It's actually been going great, yeah. We've had great engagement online and in class again now, which is super. So all good.
Great stuff. I suppose the childcare industry has been majorly affected during the pandemic, but one thing's for certain, we know there's plentiful employment within childcare. So a lot of people watching today considering maybe a career in childcare. So a few kind of common questions which are quite similar that we'll be putting to departments today are, how many days a week would I be in college?
So you could expect to be in college for 4 days, and one of the days in the week, the fifth one, would be your work placement day. So there you'd be engaging with the childcare practitioners, the children, and trying out the theories that you're learning here in college.
Yeah, that's so important, isn't it? You're getting to learn it during the week, but then you're getting to immediately put it into practice as well. How long is the typical childcare programme?
So students would start with us in September, and we would run right through until March.
Good, so a really, really good mix. How many modules on the programme?
So currently at Level 5 we are running 9, but that award is to finish now. So next year's Level 5s will have 6 modules, so down to 6. And then the Level 6 course, there are 8 modules for that.
Okay, so pretty much jam-packed. Are there exams part of that as well?
We're more continual assessment. It's a little bit more user-friendly. We just have one exam at the end of the year. So students throughout the year would submit coursework.
So for those of you maybe watching from school today who are more used to an end-of-year exam, what does continuous assessment mean?
So you would submit smaller assignments throughout the year, skills demonstrations, small assignments, things like that.
Yeah, so you actually feel like you're clocking up your marks throughout the year and you're getting feedback on how you're doing, etc. Do learners really like that experience?
Yeah, so they benefit greatly from the feedback throughout the year because they can chart their progress and see where they need to maybe improve or...
Great. Textbooks, are they required?
Yes, they would be a requirement. Yes.
What typical age groups do childcare programs cover?
So we have the full range of Leaving Cert students right up to mature learners as well.
Okay, so a nice broad kind of mix. If I'm doing Leaving Cert Applied, can I apply for a level 5 childcare programme?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Brilliant, super. Entry requirements for the level 6, I'm assuming you have to do a level 5 first?
Yeah, so that's a requirement that level 5 is completed.
What about if I'm somebody maybe who has some previous experience and wants to bring that and come in and maybe get a formalised qualification? Would you get some learners applying for the programme like that?
Yes, so we have some mature learners who have worked in industry and not necessarily childcare, but would have kind of a background. We for sure would take them on.
Okay, brilliant. And do I need to have the level 5 awards in childcare to actually work in childcare? Is that a prerequisite to a career in this sector?
Yeah, so that's a mandatory requirement for all people working in childcare. Yeah, so the level 5 will get you work as an assistant, childcare assistant. Level 6 is more towards room leaders and kind of roles of responsibilities.
Okay, really good. Delighted to be getting all these questions through with you, Hannah. We're actually going to head to one of your childcare groups right now. Let's go to Declan.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Anne, a member of the childcare department, and Teresa, a learner on our level 6 programme. And why study childcare here?
I suppose, Declan, the reason that I would suggest students study here would be our dedicated childcare space. We have rooms here with all the equipment and materials specifically to childcare, and we also have a dedicated childcare department. I suppose the staff here as well would be very, I suppose, committed and expert in the area. And
what about the courses then? Because there's a bit of a difference between them, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we offer level 5, and then we offer the opportunity the second year to progress on to level 6. I suppose we also have great links with the community in terms of moving forward if students are interested in that, into university or into employment.
And Teresa, you did the level 5 and now you're doing the level 6. Why did you stay?
Yeah, so I got my level 5 qualification and I was looking into getting a further qualification, and I found when I was here for my level 5 the teachers went above and beyond and they were always so helpful. If I had any issues they were able to sort them for me, so I said if I wanted to further it I might as well stay here. So I've been enjoying it.
And what, speaking of enjoying it, what's been the thing for you over the last 2 years that you've enjoyed the most?
To be perfectly honest, it would be the arts and culture module. I find it's very therapeutic. It's all hands-on practical work. We do painting, clay, fish weaving we're doing today. But of course with childcare there is other work involved, like there is hard work with the theorists and in child development and everything. But
okay, well everybody around us seems very, very busy. It's very, very creative and colourful. I think I'm going to get stuck in with the both of you if there's a spare seat that I can take. I'm going to hand you back to Katrina and Patrick, and we're going to get stuck into some arts and crafts.
Thanks, Declan. That's really good. And Hannah, we're getting a great sense from the girls there of the very practical nature of the programmes.
Yeah, so we do a lot of art and crafts throughout the year, and that then goes towards assessment purposes. So a little bit of a less academic focus.
Fantastic. I actually remember delivering when I taught here at the college communications, and I always loved the childcare group because of the very practical nature of it. One of the questions we got was, could I work as an SNA when I finish the programme?
Yes, so many of our students do go on to secure work as SNAs in primary school, secondary school settings. Yeah.
Excellent. And Garda vetting is a question that comes up for a number of our programmes. Do I need Garda vetting in order to work in childcare?
Yeah, so Garda vetting is mandatory. So the placements are in 2 settings, and it's a requirement that all students have Garda vetting.
Great. So does that process begin from the moment they apply for the programme, or when do you talk to them about that?
So we start that process when the students come in September, and we get that up and running for them here.
Super. So if somebody's watching today and they're considering applying for childcare programmes, how do they go about it?
So just on the website, there are links there. They can follow those. It's pretty straightforward.
Great. Well, Hannah, we wish you and all of your colleagues working in childcare the very best of luck in the year ahead. And thanks so much for coming in to talk to us.
Thank you, Patrick.
Hi, I'm Geraldine Power, Head of Healthcare, and I'll give you an insight into the healthcare department here. We offer courses such as nursing studies, emergency care personnel, healthcare support and applied social care. You will have the opportunity to learn many healthcare skills while with us, enhanced through use of our specially designed healthcare room. Our learners gain important practical skills such as infection prevention and control, care skills and care of the older person. Typical employment areas on completion of our courses include working as a healthcare assistant in nursing homes, as home health, in hospitals and with care agencies, and working with clients with intellectual disabilities. Our courses provide progression routes through to further studies in areas such as nursing, paramedics, social work and healthcare. There are additional courses that you can take throughout the year, such as manual and patient handling, basic first aid, CFR, and safeguarding the vulnerable adult. In particular, our emergency care personnel learners can undertake fire safety training, a first aid responder course, emergency first responder EFR, and emergency medical technician EMT. Be sure to check out our courses on our website for more information.
And there you have it, a fantastic overview of our healthcare department here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. Now, coming up in just a moment, I'll be joined once again by Patrick, and we're going to go through a little bit of the schedule and what's to come. But right now, speaking of healthcare, I'm joined by the lovely Sharon White. Good morning, how are you?
Katrina. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Great to see you. So many questions. I was talking with Brendan earlier, and we were talking about IT, and there's so many questions when it comes to healthcare. Such a popular programme here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. So I suppose one of the big questions that has been coming in, and don't forget, you can put in your questions in the Q&A session right now on Zoom if I don't ask Sharon any of the important ones. But a lot of people asking, you know, would they be able to apply for a nursing degree with the Nursing QQI Award, either here in Ireland or in the UK?
Okay, so with the QQI Award, there are a number of places in all of the universities, so kept for QQI students in particular. And then a lot of our students will progress on also through the UCAS system in the UK. So there's a lot of options. So we're opening up doors for students that maybe didn't get it as their first choice.
Fantastic. Okay. And do you find a lot of the learners progress on then to nursing in Ireland, or many going away, or is there kind of a mix?
We've got a mix. Obviously, it's very difficult at the moment with the point system and CAO going up every year, and the demand for nursing in Ireland is huge. But our students are still getting in the QQI pathway, which is fantastic. We have students in, and with the help of career guidance here and other services in the college, which are excellent, we've a lot of students going to the UK, and we assist them with their UCAS application and give them maybe other opportunities that they probably haven't thought of before.
Now, I have to say, and that is something that this campus is well known for, it's the supports, you know, during your program, but also afterwards, and you're famous for that, which is fantastic. A lot of people also asking, we saw all the different kind of disciplines there in the overview. Did the program involve work experience then?
Yes, so all of our healthcare courses involve work experience. So there'll be 4 days on campus and 1 day is assigned for work experience. And that work experience can be in any area, especially if they want to gain experience in a particular area. So it's fantastic for students going forward. It gives them a good idea of what they want to do in the future, if they're happy with their course choices, if they're happy to pursue the course they're on. So it's a great insight, and it's great for, you know, progression as well afterwards.
And speaking of progression, what do you find are the most popular kind of areas that your learners tend to go on to?
Well, a lot of the nursing study students are very, very motivated. They want to get nursing.
Yeah.
So it's just about opening up new pathways for them so that they can get into nursing. Our healthcare students are looking to get employment opportunities, and they're working as healthcare assistants, which is a huge area at the moment. Great employment opportunities, constantly getting emails seeking positions. And then we have social studies students. Again, they're going to apply, generally progress onto LIT.
One of the ones that really kind of stood out to me as well was the emergency course. Can you go on and do the paramedic after that? Is that?
So the emergency care course is an excellent course, especially gives them insight if they want to work in that area. They have to have the CO points to progress onto UL to do the paramedics course and the C1 driver's license. But a lot of those students go on and they might actually pursue careers in nursing. Some of them want to get a foothold and they can work with the ambulance services. And some of them just want a stepping stone maybe to get into the Gardaí or the Army. So it's an excellent course with lots of opportunities.
I was just going to say, so many opportunities and so many options. And as you said, all the supports are here for you, both through the course and also then afterwards in pursuing a career. That's fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us here today. And what we're going to actually do is we're going to head over to Declan and just get a little more of a flavour of the kind of things that go on within the programme. So thanks a million.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Over to you, Declan.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Elisa from the pre-nursing course just to find out a little bit more about what that really entails. So, Elisa, why did you choose to study here?
I've decided to go back to college as a mature student. So I said I'd come to LCFE and do pre-nursing. My plan is to go on and do midwifery. So I said I'd get a good foundation of how to get back into the habit of being in college, doing assignments, managing it with work, and I pick up a good foundation of like skills, like nursing theory here before I went on to UL. I'd have a good foundation.
And for the last couple of weeks and months that you've been on the course, have you found an aspect of it that you enjoy the most?
I really enjoy the care skills module and the practical skills that we're picking up in here.
Okay, so what kind of practical skills have you been learning?
So like proper hand hygiene, how to remove a sharp, how to put on your PPE correctly and take it off correctly, how to clean up spills of bodily fluids.
And has this then helped you with the work experience that you have to do as part of the course? Have you found that kind of useful?
Yeah, I really have. I've actually really enjoyed my work experience, and you're set up very well going in there. It's nice to go in and feel like you kind of know what you're doing a little bit and not be worried that you're really a new kid.
Okay.
So I felt useful going in, that I could actually help out properly and do a few things for them in there.
So you're just not standing to the side kind of looking on,
I felt like I could actually get stuck in and help out and actually learn a bit more there and apply what I'm learning here.
Okay, and what's your plan then for the future? How is this course going to help you on your journey?
What I'm planning to do is midwifery. So like I was saying, I felt like I'd have a good foundation here. I'd be back into a good swing of doing assignments, and I'd have a good foundation and feel like I know what I'm doing, what I'm talking about when I'm doing my assignments in college later.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time. That was great. I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina in studio.
Thanks a million, Declan, and thanks again to Sharon for joining us. And as I said earlier, if there is any questions that I haven't asked that you really want to know about healthcare, don't forget Rowena and Ruth and Kleena. They're going to be there for the afternoon and they are looking at all your questions, and we'd love to hear from you right here on Zoom. Patrick, you're back.
I am. Wow.
It's busy, right?
It's been crazy.
It's crazy.
But you're presenting a live programme as well. But the team here are fantastic. They've been answering all the questions that you've been submitting to us through the Zoom Q&A feature. And remember, the team are answering those questions live as well. How are you finding it so far? Both of us have actually worked here to kind of fill you in the background. So the team here, like this time last year when we were doing the virtual open day, like there was no learners on campus, whereas there's a fantastic atmosphere here today.
There is such a buzz. There really is. People playing music outside and just lots of people milling around. I just love the look of the campus now. There's been a great revamp which we're showing you throughout our videos throughout the day. That's what I'm loving. I was here with communications, of course, so just seeing all the advancements that have been made with the studios, and I didn't have any of that when I was here, and it's so great to see, and the students love it. I'm really enjoying just putting the questions to our experts as well. Like talking to Brendan earlier, gaming is coming in a lot. And even just asking him about the maths questions. There's so many of you that are asking questions, and we want you to continue that because we have them here today. This is our virtual open day, and we want to get all the information and all the courses that you love and want to find out about. So I love the questions on the gaming, definitely as well, the healthcare there, just the emergency, the nursing. There's so many options, and I think that's what it's all about today, is the options.
Really is. I suppose, society has changed so much, but especially over the last 2 years. The campus, in terms of what it's offering, is being responsive to what those needs are and really becoming a centre of excellence in the different areas that we're focusing on throughout the live show today. And in our background, you're kind of getting a sense as well of all of the various different learning disciplines as we have all our props representing the different areas. Keep your questions coming in through the Zoom Q&A feature, and we'll keep answering those for you live through Zoom, and we'll also take some of the most commonly asked questions then and feature them in our FAQs a little bit later on. I suppose might be a good time to take a look at our schedule.
Absolutely, and don't forget, if you have missed anything, as we said, you can always look at the programme from the very beginning as well on YouTube straight afterwards. But yeah, let's take a look at what's still to come. So obviously we've gone through our business, IT, childcare and healthcare. I'm really looking forward to creative media, which is coming up next. And at about 11:15 then, we will be looking at visual arts, a very strong programme here on the campus. And then at about 25 to 12, if you're interested in sports science and engineering, you are going to want to stay tuned.
Brilliant. Okay, I know they went to UL earlier this week with Declan. Declan has been doing amazing work going all over the place to catch up and see how things are going. Can we see the schedule just on screen again? And we'll go through the second hour of the second half of the schedule that's ahead for us today.
I feel like Declan is our roving reporter. He's like Annika Rice back in the day. He's running around. So we do appreciate you, Declan, and Claire and all the team working so hard today. There's a lot of moving parts that you don't see for a live programme.
So Beauty and Hair will be coming up 11:45 and then following on at 5 to 12. Hair will focus on our Kilmallock Road campus at 12:10. Then it's on to Hospitality at 20:00. Our guidance service is a fantastic support here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. We will talk to Rose at 12:30 about the service provided. Our evening programmes, Arlene will join us at 12:40. We'll hear from the Students' Union at 10 to 1, and then Katrina and I will wrap up with some of your most commonly asked questions in the FAQ section before we close out our live virtual open day. But as you said, you're excited to see it. Let's move on to our next section, which is our creative media and visual arts.
I'm Dan Kenny and I'm one of the photography teachers here. Our department offers you a fantastic learning experience filled with many opportunities. Having our own darkroom and industry standard equipment means that it's possible for you to develop a wide range of photographic skills while studying with us. Our students become part of the team that integrates into the college on a professional level, taking part in college photo shoots and recording college events. Our students host an exhibition of their work every year to showcase their work and to learn the skills needed to exhibit. Tours to locations such as Cuba, the USA, Spain and Austria have become an integral part of the learning experience, with the group travelling annually to a new location. On successful completion of our courses, many of our students further their studies through third-level institutions, either here or overseas, while others establish their own studios. The skills and expertise gained on our courses have been further demonstrated by the success our students have had over the years at the National Student Media Awards. To find out more about our exciting offerings, check out our courses in the Department of Photography section on our website. Thank you.
So a great overview of the photography department, and I'm joined by Owen McCarthy. Photography is just one part of creative media and visual arts. Owen, great to see you. You must be so excited today to get all of the story out there again to the public.
Yeah, as you know, for the last couple of years we've been closed down really to a certain degree, and things are starting to come good now again, and you can see it with the students, the learners. They're all enthusiastic. They're very eager to get back into the studio. One of my students was in yesterday in the studio throwing flour all over the place. I didn't tell Pat, our principal, about it, but I made sure that everything, all health and safety was adhered to. So that's great to see that, and to see them all enjoying it.
Because like we saw nationally, you know, a turn to online delivery, and that must have been so hard in the creative space. Like you really have to be hands-on in order to be able to pursue your areas.
Yeah, there is a silver lining there as well though, Pat, because you know, just when COVID hit, we got a task group together and said, what are we going to do? And someone mentioned Teams, and what's Teams? I didn't even know what Teams was. Now everybody's on Teams, and it has its advantages because, for example, on a Monday now, I'm online with the students, and it's great. So they could be in North Clare, they could be in Tipperary, they could be in Kerry, and they can work from home as well. And so that blended learning approach
has worked. Despite what people would think in terms of needing to be in an art studio or being in a photography studio or whatever.
Absolutely.
People adapted. So creative media is a massive area, Owen. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about the different departments that you have here?
Yeah, so basically you would have seen the footage there with the photography. That's just one area. We have the music production area. We have a state-of-the-art recording studio that was built just a few years ago. That's fantastic to see that, for example, to see the students in there making their own music, making their own albums. We have professional musicians coming in, using the facility as well. We have multimedia, Gregoria leads that, multimedia, animation and game design. That's very, very interesting to see how that's developing over the next few years. Obviously, we have all the software that's required for all the different departments: multimedia, photography, music production, the radio, broadcasting, journalism, and the performing arts as well.
Good stuff. I'm going to go into multimedia in a minute, but just because you mentioned photography and we saw Dan there a minute ago, are there specific requirements for studying photography here on campus?
I think the most important requirement is enthusiasm. You know, that you have a passion for, if it's photography, if it's multimedia, if it's for music production, whatever it is within the creative media. If you come to us with enthusiasm and you know, you're willing to learn and you're willing to engage and you're willing to even to go out into industry and see what's happening on the ground, well then that's the most important. In relation to equipment, obviously in some of the departments it'd be advantageous if you had a camera, video camera, if you had some of the accessories to go along with it. However, we've been very, very fortunate in the last 2 or 3 years with funding from FET. They're after giving us quite a large, substantial amount of funding so that we can invest and continue to invest in our facilities. Even if in this room here, for example, is a very good example.
Absolutely.
We have all the iMacs here, and we just want to be in line with the requirements of industry.
Super. Well, as Katrina and I said, the facilities here are second to none. We're going to actually look at photography in a few minutes because I know Declan is with the fashion and photography learners. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the department you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, which is the multimedia department. Cool.
Department. I have been teaching here at LCFE for many years, and during this time there have been huge advances in the multimedia field. Our range of multimedia courses are for you if you are creative, hands-on and interested in problem solving while designing, producing videos, animations, game design or web design. During your time with us, you will be using high-quality, industry-standard equipment and software. You will also have full access to the college's iMac computer lab. We focus on harnessing your creativity and developing your skills so that you can enter the world of work or continue your studies. Find out more on these courses on our website.
Brilliant. So that's a sense, Owen, from Gregoria of what's on offer within multimedia. One of the questions people might have would be, like, going back again to photography and video. Do I need my own camera? Do I need my own equipment in order to be able to do these programs?
I would say when you start with us, for example, you don't necessarily have to have a camera. You don't necessarily have to have the software, because when you come to join us here at Mulgrave Street Campus, the software is available to you for free.
Okay.
Adobe Suite and all the specialized software that you need for multimedia, for animation, for music production. Obviously, because of the blended learning that we've been talking about, it would be a good idea if you did have a relatively good broadband connection at home, if you had a computer as well. Having said that, we also have a rent-out scheme that you can use here, laptops that we give out to students that they can book. I mentioned rent, but it's actually for free. You can have them if you're stuck, just to tie you over for a few months.
That was so important, I know, during the pandemic. Having that available, our learner supports through our Active Inclusion Support Service, coming in here to the Learning Hub, filling up, registering for the service, and as you said, getting access to the device. So really, all you need, as you said then, if you are at home, is actually the good broadband connection.
Exactly.
And away you go. And thankfully, a lot of people's broadband has really come on as well during the pandemic. What we're actually going to do is we're going to go to Claire, because she is with Pat in a multimedia class, and he, I think, has half his class in there with him and the other half are actually online. So, Claire.
I'm here with one of our teachers, Pat. Pat, can you tell me what class I've popped into?
You've popped into the multimedia course. And on the multimedia course, we have it in 3 sections. We have it for web development, we have it for 3D modeling and animation, and we have it for multimedia authoring and for games analysis as well. So we integrate our modules, and on this one I'm doing a bit of 3D modeling of an environment for a game. And you can see it here now. In the class I have just a small number, but I also have a larger number of students online, and we're following the game, the class through teams.
Fantastic. And joining us, we've one of your learners, Cathal. Cathal, I believe you developed a game, is that right?
I have developed a game, yes.
Lovely. Can you talk us through it?
Okay, so it's the whole reason it's a GAA game. As GAA is such a huge sport in Ireland, I wanted to make it into a game to see how it would look, as there isn't, like, as GAA is such a huge sport, it wouldn't be developed into a game. And I hope by me developing the game that it will show game developers that developing GAA into a game would be a good idea, as it might go on the market then.
Fantastic. So you've identified a gap in the market and created this game to respond to that.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's great. Well, the best of luck and enjoy the rest of the course.
Thank you.
Back to you, Patrick and Katrina.
Thanks very much, Claire. Wow, that really gave us a great sense, Owen. So there we are with Pat, and he's got people online. And so has that been a problem in terms of attendance, you know, during the pandemic?
It's hard to gauge, really, because from my own experience, it hasn't been. It has been a good thing, really. If I was even, you know, if you're to look at blended learning, if I was to use one example, I was doing, during the height of the pandemic, I did manage to get my students in to do face-to-face studio work. And I got a phone call from one of my students who is living in North Clare. And she said to me, look, I'm coming down just for your session today, which is for, you know, 2 hours. Is there any chance that I can log on online and you know,
participate in the class?
Exactly, and that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
You know, so in the context of attendance, I don't think it has really affected the creative media department anyway.
Good, that's really good to hear. One of the kind of common questions, I suppose, is, do I need to have experience in these areas already to apply for one of your programs?
No, you don't. Again, it's just having that interest in any of the areas within the creative media. Once you express that interest, the tutors then will guide you to what direction that we think you should go. Having said that, next year we're introducing a new program, a new award, which is a creative media award, which is quite broad. So that will facilitate students who are not quite sure whether they want to do music production, whether they want to go into radio, whether they want to do photography or animation. We will touch on all of those areas within that course next year.
So more like a taster.
More like a taster, and it'll provide then that little bit of more information, so then the students can decide afterwards, maybe I'll go into music production, or maybe I'll go into radio broadcasting journalism or multimedia. So I think that'll be a good thing to bring on board next year.
That's something we actually saw here with the media department when we developed it, was that sometimes people came in with a particular idea in mind. Maybe they wanted to be a print journalist.
Yeah.
And it happens that on the course they needed to learn a bit of sound, they needed to do a bit of radio.
Yeah.
And suddenly they realised, wow, I actually like this radio part of
That's
things
right.
as well.
That's right.
And they went on from there. And
Yeah.
as we see, I suppose, working in the creative media space, your skills need to be transferable, don't they? To give you the maximum possible opportunity in the work setting.
Yeah, we've had a number of guest speakers that have come in from industry in the last few months, and that's the message that has been the common message across the board, whether it's a music production person or whether it's someone in photography or video or film. They're all saying the same thing. You have to be able to adapt. You need to have multidiscipline skills within the creative media. As daunting and as frightening as that may sound, that's really the reality, and that's what we're trying to do within the creative media department, to acknowledge what's happening out there and to mirror that inside here.
Well, you have a really good team working with you, Owen, a really supportive team, and that's really key, because when any of us were in college, the key thing we remember were the difficult times when we struggled, be it with a particular module, with an assignment or whatever it is. So having a team, you have small class sizes here, you have more accessibility to your teacher or to your course coordinator or whatever to be able to provide you with that support. And I suppose none more evidence than that during the period of the pandemic over the last 2 years. I'm sure you were in contact a lot more with people online.
I think that's what we're good at here, Pat, is that it's the staff first and foremost. And when you meet students that were with you maybe 10, 15 years ago, and they come over and, to give you a hug, which they shouldn't do in the club, whatever.
Current times,
That's a measure of, we must be doing something right here.
100%, absolutely. Okay, well look, we're going to focus in on, we're going to look at the media department next.
Hi, my name is Declan Doody and I'm the head of the media department. Media Studies offers a broad focus on the creative world of journalism, film, music and radio. We help our learners discover their passion for media production. Our learners have won awards and accolades for their work in film and radio in Ireland and on an international level. Our learners hone their skills and knowledge using our cutting-edge facilities such as a live radio station, a recording studio, editing suites, and an equipment library. Our courses and teachers provide you with the technical and creative skills to produce content that challenges, educates, and entertains audiences. This experience will give you highly valued skills in industry. On successful completion, you may wish to further your studies into advanced Level 6 courses here at LCFE, or explore courses at third-level institutions around the country. So make the smart choice and choose to study media with us. Check out our website for more information on our media courses.
Wow, we're really keeping Declan very busy today. A great overview from Declan on the media department in the college, Owen, and we were, I suppose, surmising there just before we took that package on the number of learners that have actually gone through the campus here and are now working, be it in photography, who've set up their own businesses, working in various different media outlets. Can you give us kind of a flavour of that?
Yeah, well, in actual fact, the guest speakers that I was talking to you about just a few minutes ago, some of those guest speakers were our past students, and they're probably in the best position to come in to talk about where they're at now, but also to reflect on their own experience when they were with us, albeit maybe 5 years or 10 years ago. One example would be Dermot O'Donovan that came into us just before Christmas. And he spoke about when he was with us and, all the learning that he did in the studio. Some of that learning actually occurred on this couch that we brought into the hall, just to make it more sociable as well. And, he would sit down there with some of his peers and tease out ideas and look at the equipment and look at what, and he was constantly every day trying to learn every single day, and he continues that discipline into his career now, which is why he's so successful.
Peer-to-peer learning is a real buzzword for people who work in the education space, but just explain us in terms of how it actually works. Isn't it absolutely key, the people who are actually on your course with you, what you learn from the others on your course, and the dynamic in terms of the over and back, and oftentimes actually it's the debate that happens amongst the team. One person will completely disagree, you kind of walk away from it going, maybe they were right, and you come up with a better idea.
Yeah, I think from the very beginning, from 21 years ago when I started the photography course here, Mike Fitz was the principal at the time. We looked at where we're going to put them. So the hall was the best place in terms of the studio. And the first thing I said to him was, I would like the tables in a U shape as opposed to the traditional classroom setting, so that peer-to-peer learning can happen organically and naturally. I've always said to my students down through the years that I don't consider myself a teacher or a lecturer, I consider myself a facilitator. And also what has happened down through the years, that students across the board in the media department have come in with their own skills, their own existing skills. And I've actually learned from them, and I've actually learned from my colleagues as well and what they're doing. And I continue to do the learning, the lifelong learning. That's been the flagship of FET for such a long time.
Brilliant, Owen. I'm just conscious of time. There's a couple more questions I wanted to put to you around, like we've heard from some of the other departments here on campus earlier about the component of work experience.
Yes.
Is that a part of creative media as well?
Yeah, well, definitely going forward, we need to have much more engagement with industry. Even yesterday now, for example, I was meeting with some industry leaders in the film area. I spoke to them, I told them what we were doing here. Obviously during the COVID, it was quite difficult to have that engagement. But now that we're coming out of it, we're definitely going to make more and more links. Obviously we have Troy outside. I'm going to be going out to Troy in a couple of weeks to have a chat with the people out there and to build up the work experience as much as we can over the next few years.
Okay, good. Let's come back in and we are going to go to the recording studio you mentioned, and Declan is there.
We're in the recording studio right now and I'm joined by Josh, Lauren and Billy, one of the teachers on the Performing Arts course. Billy, there's an awful lot in here. How does it all work?
So basically when we built the studio, the idea was that we'd give the students the opportunity to learn the technical side of stuff. That includes working the audio boards, looking at some mixing and mastering. And as well as that, you can see there's some instruments around here as well. So anybody that's into the creative side of songwriting and music production, they can write their own songs, bring their own recordings in. And then we'd assist them with the production side of things.
Okay. And Lauren, what drew you to the course? Is it the creative side, the practical side, the technical side?
All of it, really. I'm interested in the whole performing arts kind of side of things. I love acting, singing, recording, any really aspect of it. But the aspect that I love the most out of the whole course so far is definitely recording. I love creating songs and coming up with new ideas and just helping people out with recording their songs. It's a really fun process.
Cool. And Josh, where do you see yourself going having finished the course then? What's your plan?
I definitely want to pursue a music career though and do a bit more acting too though. I want to be hopefully an actor / rapper and yeah, hopefully put out projects like an EP and then eventually an album.
Okay, so while the guys are going to help me get started with my music career and keep an eye out for my album, it'll be dropping soon, I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina.
Thanks, Declan. We look forward to hearing your next album. Now, Owen, really, really good sense. You've covered so much ground with us. I just want to put one final question to you before we let you go, and that is around progression. We kind of touched on it earlier on. Yeah. We talked about industry connection, but if I have completed, say, a level 5, what can I progress on to?
Well, if you complete your level 5, obviously, we have a level 6 here as well. That would be the first. I would definitely be trying to engage with our learners and offer them all the advice in relation to level 6. And then after that, you can obviously progress onto the higher education colleges in LIT. It's not LIT anymore. There's courses there. There's courses in UL. So there's ongoing progression links. Now, what's really, really important as well, especially within the creative media, is that we have our courses that once you finish here, even at level 5, that you have basic skills that at the very least you can go into industry. You obviously have the option to go on to progress to higher level if you want, but that is equally important that we do that as well. An example would be Innovate Limerick that's based in town. They have advised me that they could form a bridge between our graduates finishing here and industry. So there's interesting things going on there as well. So there's loads of options, between industry and between progressing onto the higher level as well.
It's a very practical area, so would you be suggesting that ideally you should probably stay for 2 years, do that 5 and 6, really ground yourself in strong basics, because even if you are progressing to higher education afterwards, you could be working in industry at the same time as working, and you probably would have the skill set that's necessary if you've kind of here and grounded for 2 years.
And Rose, whose office is just behind us here, she's the career guidance. She has told me again and again and again that so many of the students who have progressed to third level said that what they learned here, the foundation, was so important. The skills that they learned, it made life in third level that much easier.
Good stuff. Well, listen, brilliant advice, Owen. Thank you so much. The time has flown. Thanks for being in with us, and best of luck to all of your colleagues in the department.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm originally from Finland. I've made Limerick my home and I've been teaching at LCFE for more than 15 years now. Our fashion department gives you a comprehensive knowledge of the fashion trade. We focus strongly on practical skills using both traditional and contemporary techniques. You will also have the opportunity to develop a fashion-focused portfolio. This can be used to progress to further studies or into the fashion industry. Learners can continue on to specialize in an area of fashion and aim to gain work experience in the fashion industry and costume design. A lot of our past learners have successfully continued their studies in fashion with Limerick School of Art and Design, as well as other third-level options in Ireland and the UK. To study fashion, you must be experimental, committed, and open to new ideas and possibilities. Come explore our offering. You'll find more on what we offer in the Department of Fashion section of our website.
So there you have it, an excellent overview of the fashion department here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. I'm so excited to be joined by Margaret here today to talk a little bit about fashion. You're so welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Great, Katrina. Nice to be here.
It's so great to have you. I was very excited when I heard I was going to be doing the fashion because for me, growing up in Limerick over the years, it really is a centre of excellence here when it comes to fashion. And then going on in my career when I was covering events for both radio and print, and it was always the fashion here on campus, it stood out. And so tell us a little bit about, I suppose, the fashion department here and why people have such a passion for it and has such a great reputation.
Well, Limerick is renowned for its fashion. You know, we have Celia Home and Lee as well, so we're blessed. But our course is really a hands-on course. They learn loads of technical skills that'll take them on to art college, and then they'll have a great degree at the end of art college then after doing the course with us here. They seem to be that little bit ahead when they get into art college because they have all the skills, you know.
Absolutely.
So, and there's loads of different modules we cover here, textile-based modules and design-based modules, you know. So they learn like embroidery, knitting, pattern drafting, garment construction. So they have great skills going down as well as drawing. They make a portfolio up as well as part of the course. So.
It's so good to have you here today because we have our question and answer session as well, which by the way, of course, is on Zoom. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, we'd love to hear from you. And we have the team here answering throughout the day. And some of the questions that were coming in, and it's funny you mentioned there about School of Art and Design. So somebody asked, I'm wondering, would the portfolio created in the space here, would that be accepted then as a portfolio that I'd need to get into, say, Limerick School of Art and Design? And is that a progression that you can do from here?
Yes, all our students last year that applied, they all scored between 540 and 590 for their portfolio. So that was on the fashion course, so they had great portfolios. And their portfolio would be made up of textiles and fashion illustration and drawing. So hopefully they're all enjoying now being down in art college, you know. But their portfolio they make would take them into other courses as well, like costume, you know, textiles, and courses like that, you know. So,
and that's the great thing. There's so many different areas you mentioned there about costume. I remember going to an exhibition recently in the Hunt Museum a year or two before the pandemic, and just to see the costume designers there and just, you know, the things on display. So, you know, there's a real passion for that here, isn't there? And we had some other questions then, and speaking of materials and stuff. So somebody asked earlier on the questions, are there additional costs for materials, or is the total cost 250 euros? You have that listed because obviously some people may have a medical card or some people, so they're just wondering about the cost, because when you think of fashion, you think of all of you know, the lovely displays and everything that goes with it. So is there additional cost?
Well, they'll buy an art pack and a sewing pack in September, around 50 euros, but then we try and make the course as sustainable as possible. We believe in being as eco-friendly and environmentally friendly with our course. So we try to reuse some stuff as well on the course, and so they might have to buy stuff like yarn later on in the course. But we try and encourage organic sourcing of fabrics and yarns as well.
Fantastic. Right, so we're going to head over to Declan now because he is in the fashion department, but we'll have one or two questions for you after that. It's over to you, Declan.
Thanks, guys. I'm here in the photography studio with a wonderful collaboration between fashion and photography. And here to speak to that is Anya, one of the teachers in the photography course. Anya, what actually is going on?
So today we're doing a fashion shoot with Valerie and Ramon. So Valerie is from fashion and Ramon is our level 6 photography student.
And Valerie, the pieces that you're wearing, you made those. What have you gotten the most from the course?
It's definitely like a higher level of creativity. There's a lot that I didn't know coming here, and I've just learned so much more. I can do a lot more with my hands as well. I don't have to outsource everything. Like I can actually create stuff with my hands. So it's definitely been an amazing experience so far. Yeah.
And Ramon, you're in the second year program, so you're on advanced photography. What have you gotten from your last 2 years here?
Oh, well, I mean, in terms of my upskilling, it's been great. Like, I mean, if it's just even learning more stuff about my camera, my equipment in general, or editing skills, things like that.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to let you get back to this. This is wonderful. We're going to take some of my headshots. That's going to be great. I have a whole new career in front of me. I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina now again.
Thanks, Declan. Inspiring stuff there in our fashion department. Now, I am still here, of course, discussing fashion with the lovely Margaret, but coming up, just to let you know, I will be chatting with Dan Kenny for our art and design, but that's coming up in a moment. While I have you here, I'm going to keep the questions coming in. Another question, and don't forget our Q&A session, of course, today. All our experts, Kleena and Rowena and Ruth, they're there and they're answering the questions and they're getting all the guidance from our experts, so keep those coming in. We're loving them. Another one somebody said was, for the interview, it says to bring a selection of your own work. What kind of things would that include?
Okay, that could include, if you did drawing in secondary school, it could include examples of drawing. It could also include, if you took part maybe in junk couture in secondary school, include photographs of that, or any mood boards or colour boards you might have done for that. Or even if you put outfits together for your friends or nights out, or if you did your own Deb's dress or whatever, include photographs of that and maybe a little lookbook or something, do you know?
I was talking earlier about just the legendary events that would happen, and I know the pandemic put paid to a few of those, but you must be looking forward to when fashion shows can take place again. Is there a real buzz on campus in the preparation and then the execution of those kind of events, which you do all in-house here, which is fantastic?
Yeah, we can't wait to see fashion shows on the runway again, you know, and also just it's great to see past students from here doing really well as well. And I have to say my personal highlight was going to cinema to see Prometheus. It's the prequel to Alien, and just seeing a past student in the credits, you know, was just really inspiring to see one of our past students, Annette, in the credits. And she said she measured Michael Fassbender for his spacesuit. So
I absolutely love that. And that's the thing, isn't it, about this course, is that there are just so many different pathways that you can take, whether it is putting together your portfolios and going forward with your education or going into different work projects like that. It's absolutely fantastic. Listen, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us here today. And keep those questions coming in. They're fantastic. We want more, absolutely. But for now, we're going to say thanks to Margaret, and we're going to head off and look at our art and design department.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pat Normoyle, and I would like to introduce you to our Art and Design department, a department that fosters your creative side and develops your technical skills. We have many strands to our art and design courses, including fine art drawing and painting, animation, illustration, graphics and 3D design. We will help you explore and build your skills in a variety of media disciplines. This approach leads to the development of a varied and project-led portfolio essential for progressing to art college in a third-level institution. Industry standard software is used in a combination with traditional methodologies within a creative environment. Release your inner artist with us. For more information, visit the Department of Art and Design on our website.
Oh, there you go. Another fantastic overview, this time of our art and design department. And speaking of which, Dan, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time out today.
Not at all.
Oh, it's great to see you. So we're chatting with all of our team leaders here today, and we're really seeing the passion. And Dan Kenny, you are synonymous with the department here, and we just wanted to ask you a few questions today.
That means I've been here forever. That's pretty much it.
Don't worry, we're all the same, absolutely. I'm absolutely delighted to, you know, just looking at the overview there. It's just so exciting. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's a pity that, you know, the learners can't come in to see, but I think what we have here today is giving a fantastic overview and really getting a look at, you know, the department itself. Are you excited about what's on offer and on all the filming that's been going on this week?
Yeah, I've been watching some of it from outside as well, and yes, it's as you say, it would be nice to be able to do the actual thing, but the situation we're in, then this is by far the best alternative to that. And yes, everything is looking really good. There's an awful lot happening in the art department. We have essentially 4 different courses, 3 of them level 5, 1 level 6, all with slightly different emphasis. So to have a chance to maybe promote those and explain those, it's a really good opportunity.
Absolutely, and what we mentioned and we're mentioning throughout the day is that you're all here to answer the questions. So I have some here from our learners who are tuning in, but if there are any questions that you want to ask, we invite you to do that now on Zoom, and we will put them to our expert team. And we're going to be looking at the department again in a moment with Declan. But some of the questions that were coming in: do I need to have studied art for the Leaving Cert to come on the programme?
You don't have to have done art at Leaving Cert. Most of the students coming in here have done art at Leaving Cert, maybe not this year, but maybe previous years. So no, it's not essential, but you do kind of need, obviously you need to have an interest, a major interest in art. And it does help, I suppose, particularly when it comes to interview, to see what level people are at, so that it makes it easier to kind of direct them towards the right courses. As I say, we have 3 different level 5 courses. So no, it's not essential to have done Leaving Cert art, but it is essential to have a strong interest in it.
Yeah, I think most people have discovered that passion earlier in life, but there are 1 or 2 that, you know, it comes later and you realise that you have that passion. So if you have had the experience before then, talk to me about portfolios and samples of work. Is that very beneficial?
Yes, again, at interview, to have a portfolio, but again, we're not looking for loads and loads of work. That's why you come on the course, to develop that. But a portfolio with samples of your work, not only work maybe that you've done in school, but also work that you've done outside of school. Again, if it's something that you're passionate about, it's something that presumably you are tipping away on anyway. So to have samples of your work, to show your interest, that will help the interview team decide maybe which course is best for you, because they do have different emphasis. We have one level 5 course with an emphasis more on fine art, painting, drawing, printmaking. Another would be maybe geared more towards graphic design, and a third might be more towards sort of animation. So when people come along for interview, we can sort of see where they're best suited. So that's really important.
Now, we're talking there about somebody who might have their portfolio or might be coming from school, but what about the mature leavers? What about somebody who's a little bit older and has had that passion and would have some work to display, but is that older candidate? Tell me a bit about that.
Well, we always welcome mature students. Personally, having worked in classrooms many years at this stage, I always find that a difference in age group is so beneficial. The older, more mature learners bring a totally different life experience to the course, and the students and learners feed off each other. So that crossover of knowledge is really important. So mature applicants are certainly welcome and invited.
Another area that a lot of people have been asking questions about is work experience, and what kind of areas, you know, you should look for if you were looking for work experience.
Yeah, again, that's difficult in one sense because it is so varied. People with a more commercial art leaning would be hopefully looking for commercial artwork, advertising agencies, newspapers, that kind of thing. People that have maybe more of a fine art background or leaning more towards fine art, I suppose it's more about being able to explore how they can, after college, how they can then go about making a living. So it's about learning how to set up their own studio, how to promote their own lines. So the work experience that we offer in the college here is more about preparing them for life afterwards, I guess, but in a way that allows them to pursue their own particular avenue, which hopefully, while they're on the course, that becomes more evident.
There are certain questions that always come in, and earlier with Brendan we were talking IT and somebody was saying, oh, is maths essential? Something that always comes in when it comes to visual arts and design is theory. Is there much theory on the course?
Not an awful lot on this course. Anybody that's intending to use this as a bridge to go on to higher education, there's certainly a lot more academic work comes in at that stage, but at this level on our course there's not that much. There are 1 or 2 modules that have an academic content to them, visual diaries, that kind of thing, so as they're keeping a record of the work they're doing. But it's certainly not a high priority on most of the courses here. They would be far more practical than academic, certainly.
Now, from your experience then, what kind of progression do you find that the learners tend to migrate to afterwards?
Yeah, well, a lot would be intending coming in here would see it as a pathway to LSAD or other art colleges throughout the country, but we're increasingly developing our own level 6 courses. There's a level 6 course in the art department, and quite a few of our students opt to go onto that. They may then also go on to third level after that, or onto higher education after that. But we do find that quite a number of our students want to do the second year with us. They find that what they've learned and what they've developed on the course with us in first year then leads them really nicely into second year, and a lot of them find that that's what they want to do rather than using it to go straight into higher education, and that's good for us, and I think it's good for them as well. Not everybody wants to take that path.
Absolutely. Dan, you've been a mine of information today, and I knew you would be. It's fantastic to have you here, and you can really tell from you and from all of our tutors here today just the passion that you have. And I just wanted to say that if there's any other questions, Dan is here and he can answer those for you, so do get them in on our Q&A session. But for now, we're going to go over to Declan, who's actually over in our art department. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. I'm here in the print room with lots of activity happening behind me at the moment, and I'm joined by Pat and Pierce. Pat, can you tell me a little bit what the learners are working on?
Yeah, today, Declan, we're working on some monoprinting. It's part of the advanced art course here, and we also do some dry pointing, we do some monoprinting, and we also do lino cutting. It's quite extensive, what we do inside in the course here. So we cover drawing, we cover painting, we cover ceramics, and a lot more other modules besides.
And Pierce, is there anything about the course that you found to be the most interesting, or something you enjoy the most?
Definitely printmaking, because there's lots of possibilities here in the college for printmaking. We have, of course, as Pat said, there's monoprint, dry point, lino, there's wood cutting, there's endless, and there's plenty of resources for the students to use here in the college.
And what are you hoping to go on and do then next year?
After this programme now, this is my second year here in the college, and so hopefully I'll go over to LCFE in Limerick.
Brilliant, brilliant, fantastic, thank you so much. I think I'm going to get stuck into some printing behind us. Pat, you can show me the ropes. And for now, I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina.
Declan, there you go, a fantastic overview there, and thanks again to Dan. He's rushed off, but look who's joined me again. We're hectic today, this is crazy.
But it's great actually being able to watch each other in the wings, and I've just been looking at the YouTube stream as well, so for any of you maybe who are not on Zoom but want to maybe share this with some of your friends, you might do that. We are on YouTube, just search Limerick and Clare Education and Training Board on YouTube and you'll find our live stream there. So we're going to take a look through what maybe people might have missed.
Absolutely.
And what's still to come. If you've missed anything, don't forget the whole programme is actually available to watch immediately after we finish up today at 1 o'clock on our aforementioned YouTube channel.
Yeah, and as we said, you are driving the questions here today. That's what the Virtual Open Day is all about. As we said there, you can really see the passion from our tutors and just getting to get in deep with the questions that if you were starting a program here on campus that you'd want to know. So keep those coming in and we will keep asking those questions, the important ones. But we are going to take a look now. So we finished up there, of course, with our visual arts. Coming next, we're going to be going to sports science and engineering. So a fantastic discipline there, and we'll be taking a look at that. And then after that, at 11:45, another centre of excellence with beauty, followed by hair. And then I think we're moving to one of our other campuses, aren't we?
Yes, we'll hear from our colleagues working at the Kilmallock Road campus at 12:10. We'll focus in on hospitality 10 minutes later, and then we'll talk to Rose, who Owen mentioned earlier, at 12:30 about our guidance service. Arlene will join us at 12:40 from our evening programmes here at the campus. We'll hear from the Students' Union at 10:1, and then we'll wrap up today's programme with our FAQs, some of those questions coming in from you through the Q&A feature on Zoom.
Yeah, I think you'll agree there's something for everyone here today, so you will find what you're looking for. And I'm really looking forward to the evening courses later and grilling Arlene on that, because that's something we worked on before, and it's such a fantastic facility here on campus, so do make sure you stay tuned for that. But I think now we're going to head over and have an overview from our sports science and engineering department.
I'm Amy McInerney and I teach in the sports department. Our sport, recreation and exercise course gives you a well-rounded learning in areas such as exercise and fitness, GA coaching, soccer coaching, sports anatomy and physiology, nutrition and sport and recreation studies. As our learner, you will take part in fitness assessments, gain coaching qualifications in GAA and soccer, as well as completing a first aid certificate. You will also gain invaluable experience working in the sports industry during your work experience placement. On successful completion, you will have a wide range of progression routes. Many of our learners progress to our Level 6 Sports Strength and Conditioning course. Our learners can also progress to courses in third level institutions to further their studies in coaching and sports performance, sports and exercise science, and strength and conditioning. This course will also equip you with work-ready skills and knowledge to begin a career in the sports industry, in particular as a coach or fitness instructor. We also offer a Level 5 in Sports Injury Management. For more information on where our sports courses can take you, check out our website.
And we're live with Ronan Foyle from Sports Engineering and Science here. But sport really, Ronan, is your thing. Yeah. And I suppose we got a really good sense there of the level of facilities and what's involved. Can you give us maybe an overview of the sports offering?
Yeah, so we have four courses currently in our department. Level 5 Sports Recreation Exercise and Level 5 Sports Injury Management course. And then we have an advanced Level 6 QQI in Advanced Sports Strength and Conditioning. The Level 5 course is a great course, kind of gives a dabble into all different types of things in sports and coaching, fitness instructing, all that sort of stuff. The Sports Injury Management delves into rehabilitation programming, helping with sports injuries and stuff like that, reassessing injuries in sport. And then the Advanced Sports course then delves more into the personal training side of things with lifeguarding and hopefully going down that career path.
Okay, that's really good, Ronan. And what's the typical kind of applicant you get for your courses?
Well, it's funny you ask that question because I find recently we've gone full circle with students. So we have students that are early school leavers, students that may have struggled in school, and mature learners, students that want to take a year out and decide, is the sports career for me, so they do a course with us. So we got like a full range of students that come with different experiences and qualities that are looking to dabble in what the whole sports world is before they go on to make a big career choice.
Brilliant. Are there many on a course? So say if I'm interested in applying, will there be many in the class with me?
Well, 24 is the max that we aim for in the Level 5 and Level 6. It's a little bit smaller in the Sports Injury Management course, 20 give or take, because of the facilities in terms of that. But normally between 24 is what we're looking at.
Okay, and how many classes would you have then?
2 classes for the QQI Level 5, 1 class for the Sports Injury Management course, and the Advanced Sport will be 1 class.
So demand then is probably quite high, and with the number of places, etc. So is that difficult then in terms of making a decision on who's more suitable for a course?
It can be, yeah. So we all look, everyone has the same opportunity to come in, and we have an interview process. We find out what their interests are, what they like, where they want to go in their career, so we can put them in the right class. So look, apply, see what happens. We're hoping to take as many as we can, please God.
Is there an equal mix of boys and girls? Do many girls apply?
Good question. Sometimes we get, some years are more girls than others. So we obviously, the girls are great because some of our best students we had were girls, believe it or not, and there's a great calming influence in the boys in the class.
Yeah.
So it depends on the year, but what happens is normally, we try and keep the groups together. So if there's a small number of girls, we keep them together, because when we did divide them before, we felt that sometimes they didn't bond as well and they could leave. But we try to keep it depends on the numbers. We kind of keep them together so they can work together. Yeah.
Okay, really good. That's an important question, as you said. So people who are considering joining this course, then they might be looking to maybe a career in PE teaching, Ronan, from the Sport, Recreation and Leisure Level 5 course. Is that possible to do, to gain access to that?
It is, yes. So there's a certain amount of places put aside in Cork for PE study students, which is great. So, you have to get as many, the best results you can, and hopefully you'll be picked to get that course. But there's also the IT3, which changed down to the Technical University course down in Tralee. They offer a PE course down there, which our own students can go directly with enough points from their course here to that course down in Tralee.
That's really important for progression, because I know a lot maybe who are doing the Leaving Cert have all their eggs maybe in one particular CAO basket. So very often a lot will consider coming here first and then progressing for that higher education route.
It's my own route.
I was just going to ask you.
Tralee, I went Tralee myself that route, and some of the best years I've ever spent were down there. And I was only recently down there visiting a friend, and I visited their facilities, and they're second to none, phenomenal.
Brilliant. So you haven't gone through it yourself. Would you recommend that rather than maybe necessarily going directly from Leaving Cert?
Well, to be honest now, it's nearly easier to become a surgeon than it is a PE teacher at the moment. The prices are so high.
Okay.
So like going that route gives you another option. I know it's a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
if you're really driven to that career path, it's definitely a big option for you.
Yeah, career in teaching, whether it's in sport, in PE, or in wider area. I know we as an ETB, we're constantly recruiting and we're competing with schools all over the country. So certainly the teaching profession is a great one. And this is a brilliant option in terms of PE. So look, what we're going to do is actually, we sent Declan with you to UL earlier in the week. I'm not sure whether you put him through his paces or not, but let's see how Declan got on.
No problem.
I'm out in the UL Sports Arena with Ronan, the head of the sports department, and Aoife, a student on the courses. Ronan, can you tell me a little bit about what's happening around us?
Yeah, of course, we're doing the different practical elements of the courses that we do in the college. So behind us we have circuit training, then we have exercise, music, coaching's next door, and the sports injury management group are doing taping and different types of assessments. So lots of practical work going here this morning.
And what about the theory side of it then?
Yeah, good mix between theory and practical in the courses. The theory goes on within the college on Mulgrave Street, and then all the practical elements are done out here within UL Sports Training, which is a great facility, and we're blessed to have it.
And Aoife, for you, what's your favourite part of the course?
Personally, I love the fact that we have the theory and the practical. It gives you a break from being inside the classrooms, and when you're having the practical, you get to form greater bonds with your friends.
And what's your plan then for next year? Where do you see yourself going with the course?
Hopefully I go to UL for some PE teaching. So I'm just waiting for the points to go down. So I'm using this as like a transition in between.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll let you get back to running laps. I might join you for one or two, and I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina.
Great, thanks Declan. So Ronan, did he live to tell the tale?
Just about.
Well, he's been doing great here live with us today, so good to hear. The facilities in UL are incredible, because that was one of the questions we get. You know, a lot of people are familiar with our location on Mulgrave Street here in the campus, so do you need to use a lot of facilities outside of here?
Yeah, so UL is our main facility we use for the sports department. So it's one of the best, even in my opinion, the best facility of sport facility in the country.
Yeah.
So we've been there for the last 13 years. We have a great relationship with UL. So all practical elements of the courses are done in UL, bar just elements of the sports injury done here within the campus and Mulgrave Street themselves. But the majority of the practicals are actually done in UL, which is phenomenal.
Brilliant, excellent. So they're the best of both worlds, really. One final question in the sports section, Ronan, is around, you mentioned the pre-physio level 6 course earlier. Yeah. So do you need to have a level 5 award, full award, before you can progress into that?
Yeah, I see, it would help, because going into pre-physio, you need the knowledge that you get in the level 5 award before you can move on. So it would definitely help you to have that level 5. Now, mature applicants could apply, obviously, themselves and hopefully have some sort of knowledge, or gain the knowledge through the course, but we would recommend having the level 5 done before you would apply.
Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, so within your school, Ronan, we have also science and engineering. So we're going to move on to look at science, and let's take an overview now of the science departments.
Hi, my name is Sean and I'm Head of Science here. The Applied Science Laboratory Techniques programme will equip you with the knowledge and skills in science. It offers you the opportunity to develop a foundation in the sciences, covering laboratory skills, biology, chemistry, physics, anatomy and physiology, and mathematics. You will develop skills in communication, word processing, critical thinking and problem solving. Work experience and field trips are also an essential feature. This programme takes place in a modern science learning hub. You will enjoy a practical and skills-orientated approach to learning science. On successful completion, you can progress your studies through to higher education or transition successfully into employment.
Brilliant, so great overview there of some of the offering within science. Now, I know it's not your specific department area, Ronan, so we're not going to go into too level detail, but I suppose maybe to give us a sense, again, similar to what you're doing in sport, I think you use some of the facilities in Kilmallock Road campus for the practical elements.
Yeah, so at the Kilmallock Road campus, there's a very bright, spacious science lab where all the science experiments and the practicals from that course are done with Sean and his team up there. So they have a massive space of their own place to work with, computer rooms and everything at their disposal. So they really have a phenomenal facility to do the practical elements in that course.
Good, okay. So the most common one that's applied for is the Applied Science and the Laboratory Techniques course. What would that enable you to do after 1 year?
Well, you see, a lot of people are maybe going to LIT, or now the Technical University TUS, yeah. So they work within their science course there, or else to go in and work as lab technicians. So again, we kind of say to our students, get into an area of science that you're interested in for your work experience placement, and hopefully with the knowledge you get from the course, they might even pick up some sort of employment from it.
Brilliant. So I was talking to Sean actually a couple of weeks ago when we were shooting that overview package, and we were saying that very often within maybe school right now, some schools maybe only offer 2 science subjects and a third might be required. So again, a lot of people may be taking the year out to actually undertake that additional module.
Yeah, so with biology, physics, chemistry, the 3 big ones are all done through the applied science course. And again, with science, there's a wider range of employment opportunities from it. So having that sampler course to see what I can do, and learning a lot from it that will help you going forward in your career as well. So you have huge options here at the college and through the science course.
Going back to the point Owen made as well earlier on, I suppose the advantages, and this would happen be it in sports or science or any of the other areas, very often there are modules on a course that we've had no experience of doing maybe in second level, we didn't think we had an interest in, and suddenly we go, wow, I actually really like this, I've got an aptitude for this. Have you seen that yourself?
I have students come in and they're doing like stuff that they're really interested. So they're doing content that they find really interesting, and it's the level of the way it's taught. It's a different way of teaching, and I found students that may struggle with the way they're taught in school. When they come in, and our approach to teaching is completely different. They're more at home, they're more relaxed, and they really engage in the course and the content, and they realise, yeah, I really like to do something in my career in this, and it's great because they grow up in front of your eyes. Was great to see.
The QQI award is very much about continuous assessment, isn't it? And you're getting that feedback throughout. Do you find that confidence of learners grows during the year as they're getting that feedback?
Oh God, yeah. The classic feedback sandwich, positive, something to work on positive, and they getting that all the time allows them to say, yeah, I'm good at this, need to work on this, but it allows them to grow into the course, and like things they may struggle at and someone might be good at, peer learning goes on, and it gets them to the end of the line. It's a very short year, but what I see personally as a teacher throughout the course is students grow in their confidence and as a person throughout the year, and to see what you get in September to what you get in May, it's completely.
You in a sense hate to actually see them going in May because they're just at a point where you'd love to see them going for a further year, but very often people are progressing on to higher education at that particular point. Work experience has been mentioned on other programs here in the college. Ronan, is that required as well as part of this course in applied science?
Yeah, in applied science, definitely. You have to go into a work experience. Again, the college doesn't organise it, you do it for yourself. But as we always say to our students, go into an area that you find most interesting and ask to get the work experience there so you can gain the interest in the area you're most interested in that place.
Okay, so if people are maybe watching the programme today and considering applying, they should be thinking ahead. So, well, what area am I most interested in? Have I contacts? Do my friends have contacts? Talk to, guidance counsellor, whatever it is in terms of getting contacts and trying to get that set up in advance. Are there field trips as part of the course?
There's a couple of field trips. They do trips to various places and doing experiments in terms of what the content are covering. So there are field trips depending what area they're covering in science, be it physics, chemistry or biology. There are an element of field trips that what they do is part of the course to the experiment, and they go to wherever field trip it is to do that.
Brilliant. Okay, Ronan. What we're going to do is I have a couple more questions in the science area that have been coming into us on the Q&A. But first, as we said a couple of minutes ago, we delivered the practical elements of the science department at our Kilmallock Road campus. As you said, Ronan, it's a really bright and spacious space there. So what we did was we sent Declan earlier this week to give us a sense of what was happening with the science group.
You are very welcome to the lab here on the Kilmallock Road campus, and as you can see, there's quite a lot happening around me. I'm joined by Sharon from the Applied Science with Laboratory Techniques, and we're going to be chatting to some students about the experiments they're running. But Sharon, do you want to give me an insight? What is happening? I'm a little out of my depth here.
Hi Declan, welcome. Here today, it's a busy day. We have set up a lot of experiments just to give you a flavour. So some physics experiments, some chemistry experiments and some biology experiments.
And if I was a student interested in applying for the course here, do I need to have all those sciences with me?
Quite often we have students coming to us with maybe just one science subject or 2 science subjects, but rarely 3 science subjects. So this is really an excellent platform for students going on to 3rd level, so they'll have all 3 sciences.
Brilliant. I think I'm going to have a chat with Laura now, just because this looks quite interesting. Laura, do you want to tell me what you're working on?
Yeah, we're demonstrating how the rate of photosynthesis is affected by the light intensity.
Biology.
Absolutely, yeah.
Becoming an expert. What are you hoping to achieve with this course?
Planning to go to UL next year after it.
Okay, and is there a particular science that you've kind of gravitated to since you started the course?
I enjoyed the ecology and biology, yeah.
And that's what you want to go on and do next year?
I think so, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, I'm going to let you away with this. That looks to be quite busy. We're going to take a look at a chemistry experiment, and we're going to be briefly chatting with Jason about what he is up to. Hi Jason, how are you?
I'm good, no, thank you.
What are you doing?
At the minute, I'm just trying to find the concentration of a sample of hydrochloric acid.
Okay, we have a good distance, we're safe?
Good distance, we're safe, all good.
And what drew your attention to this course?
I suppose what drew me in was that it offered a kind of a broad foundation in science, so it gave me a taste of everything.
And you think it's chemistry that's piqued your interest?
Yeah, I think chemistry is what I'm going to follow up.
Okay, and what's your plan then for next year when you finish?
I think LIT.
Okay.
Lab science courses and chemistry, so I think I'm going to follow that up.
Brilliant. Okay, well, before that starts bubbling or melting or whatever it is that it's going to do, I'll leave you at it. If you're interested in our Applied Science with Laboratory Techniques course, don't forget to check out our website. For now, back to Katrina and Patrick.
Thanks a million to Declan, and we certainly got a great sense there from being inside in the classroom. So if people are interested in applying, Ronan, what are the entry requirements?
Well, it's leaving cert and also science subjects. So if you have studied science in your past, be it any of the chemistries, biology is the main one as well.
Okay.
Because it is a difficult one. So if you have them, it'll help you. So your entry requirements are obviously hopefully through interview this year we'll do it after past COVID, and then having some sort of knowledge in science, because you need to have some starting place.
Yeah, absolutely. And naturally, people who are interested in the course will maybe have at least a couple of science subjects under their belt.
Yeah.
But as you said, the biology one. So maybe if your school's not doing biology, might be worth maybe at least looking at the syllabus this year in terms of what the content is, doing a bit of study yourself. I know a lot of people actually take a 3rd science subject on their own. It's really hard to do it for Leaving Cert, but some people do. So well worth your while knowing the biology, as you said, because we do see a lot of people coming in maybe who have the chemistry and the physics already done, but haven't touched on biology.
Yeah.
Maths as well, just to ask you, Ronan, before you go, do you need to have studied maths, or need to be very strong at maths?
Well, again, with maths, because there's elements of maths in the sports or all the science subjects, but we're here to help as well. So if you have some sort of level coming in, but there is a maths element in science. So again, the stronger you are, the better for yourself, but don't panic. Again, we're here to get you along as best we can as well. So yes, again, some sort of knowledge in it. You don't have to be an Einstein, but we will bring you along to where you need to be. But having some sort of background in it would definitely help you.
Brilliant. And I know, again, going back to our learner support service here on campus, there are excellent supports for those who maybe are struggling with any content elements of any of their courses.
Absolutely, yeah. There's loads of extra help. If you are struggling, there will be things put in place to help you allow to get what you need to achieve throughout the course.
Super, Ronan. So it all comes down to interest and hard work, essentially. You'll get out of it what you actually put into it. Brilliant. Yeah. Ronan, listen, you've been so good. Thank you for coming in to talk to us today about the sport department and the science department, and continued success to you and your colleagues and all of the learners here on campus.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
We're going to go next to the engineering department, and let's take an overview.
Hello there, I'm Liam, and I'll be chatting to you about our Pathways to Construction course. It's being delivered in Kilmallock Road campus, which is a short walk from our Mulgrave Street campus. Due to the practical nature of the programme, class groups are small, allowing you to benefit from greater teacher contact and attention. This is an introductory programme which explores different elements of the construction sector, from traditional areas such as carpentry, plumbing and blockwork, to newer areas such as renewable energy systems and modern construction methods used within energy efficient homes. Once you have completed this programme, you will be equipped with the knowledge to further explore the specific area you would like to focus on, either through an apprenticeship or higher education.
So we're actually joined now by Liam in studio. Liam, great to see you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Things going really well. Wow, the overview of the course, it looks really, really good. What's the duration of it?
So it's 20 weeks altogether. So we start in September, we kind of finish in late May, like pretty much like the majority of the courses here in Mulgrave Street.
How are they taking to the course so far? We were with the learners there when you were recording that package.
So they do enjoy it, yeah. They enjoy the practical elements of it now. There is some theory elements of it too, but it's a bit 50-50, but they're enjoying it so far.
What kind of experience would you need coming in? Would you need to have some practical type of experience already?
Not particularly, no, because it is an introductory pathways program. So to be honest, we learn all the basic skills. If you have the experience, so much the better for yourself. But like then again, if it caters for everyone really.
Brilliant. We were kind of observing some of the people working away. Do like some of the other courses and the other leaders we've been talking to today, do people find themselves surprised at what they're good at?
Yeah, there can be some people who find that they're good at the renewable energy side. Some people might be more geared towards practical. Even we do mathematics, you know, people are surprised what to be kind of good at. So we kind of cater for everything really that's in the kind of construction sector. If you're going on to say higher education or if you're going into apprenticeships, so you need all these skills.
Brilliant, yeah. Apprenticeship is a model that a lot of people watching today are considering. They might be looking to apprenticeship but not quite certain as to which particular trade they might be interested in if it's in the construction area. What would this course do for them in terms of kind of maybe fine-tuning their mind on this?
So we just cover a kind of a broad base of all of them really, like so we dip our toes in all of them pretty much. So just to give you kind of a taster into each individual part of it. And we don't cover everything, but we cover a lot of them, okay? So if you're interested in the main kind of core practical skills, apprenticeships, that's what we kind of geared towards.
In terms of apprenticeship itself and moving into the area, would you have advice for people watching today in terms of if they were to take the pathways, what should be the next step? Because oftentimes it's a very different model, isn't it, than say applying for a course online?
Yeah, it is. Well, like the work experience side of it is a key part of it. So if you were interested in it, try and maybe focus in on an area that you particularly might have an interest in. Say, for instance, if you were interested in plumbing or something like that, that you could maybe focus in on that and have your work experience geared up with a plumber. So just to get a taste and a feel for it actually in the workplace as well, outside the classroom, and just to make sure that you're kind of happy with what you're going forward with.
So on the Pathways course, is work experience a requirement?
It is a requirement, yeah.
And how much of the course is work experience?
So again, it's probably 1 day a week on work experience. To be honest, there's a minimum standard, but the most you can, if you keep going, so much the better, because you can have work experience in different sectors if you wanted to. As in, you could do carpentry, you could go block laying, you could go plumbing, all those different aspects, if you wanted to arrange it in such a way.
Yeah, and as we said, there might be one particular one you weren't expecting that you'd like, and you end up loving. So if you can, would it be helpful if people, before they start the course, maybe start looking at the opportunities out there of contacts that they might have in terms of that work experience?
Definitely, Patrick, definitely. Yeah, that'd be one way to go forward. Yeah, definitely.
Probably some of the things people think of maybe are, you know, like they might say, well, when would I find the time if it's only 1 day a week? But there's weekends. So I know a lot of people, particularly going down the apprenticeship route, might maybe do some work at the weekends, be it in a garage, working with a plumber or whatever.
And even then, like we have midterm breaks as well. So there is a week blocks there as well, and Easter and everything like that. So you do have week blocks that you can get a good stretch of time there as well.
So the more experience, Liam, the better.
Exactly, you maximise the course then as well.
Brilliant. Okay, we're going to go to Declan, and he actually was with your group.
He was,
and let's see how he got on.
Thanks, guys. So I'm here on the Kilmallock Road campus to find out a little bit more about the Pathways to Construction course, and I'm chatting with Liam just to find out what's exactly going on here in the workshop, because it's quite busy at the moment, Liam. So are the students in the middle of work experience or projects?
So actually at the minute now we're in the middle of our wood fabrication module, so it's part of the course, and so they're in the middle of assembly for a side table, so we're kind of more halfway through it at the moment.
And do they spend, like, are the learners here for the majority of it? Do all the classes take place up in Kilmallock Road campus?
Yeah, so all the classes take place in Kilmallock Road campus, and it's about half and half between, say, practical work and actual theory work then as well.
Okay, so I'm looking at a side table at the moment that one of your learners, Zoe, has been working on. Zoe, is this something you came up with? Is this something that you just decided to make, or where did the idea for the side table come from?
So at start of the years, we had the choice to do whatever we want. So I decided to make a table, and I'll show you. There's 2 pieces going here, and drawers going to be here on top.
And did you have much experience working in a workshop like this beforehand?
I did have experience in secondary school. I did woodwork for 3 years, so I really enjoyed it.
And what's been the highlight for you working on this course so far? Is there anything that you enjoyed the most?
I enjoyed the theory side of it because I want to be a carpenter in the future, so I really like it and I enjoy it.
And what's the future for this piece then? Are we going to see this here, or are you going to take it home at the end of the year?
I think I'm going to finish it up and take it home in my room for memories.
We might talk. I need a new side table. Zoe, thank you so much, and thanks so much to Liam as well. Back to Katrina and Patrick.
Looks like you had great fun up there, Declan. Thank you for that, Liam. As well as the practical skills we're seeing there, they're also going to really be knowledgeable too on the course on the latest standards too, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much, because we cover that in renewable energy systems, and it's very important now with the new NZEB standards come in over the last year. So it's just very important that they learn those skills, techniques going forward.
It's a very in-demand sector, as we know. Progression opportunities then, you talked about the practical in terms of going on to apprenticeship, but maybe are there higher education links as well, Liam?
Yes, we do have higher education links as well. So if you want to go down that route, you'll have a full QQI Level 5 award, so you can progress through the CEO, or you can avail of the links that we have at LIT.
Brilliant. Okay, well, listen, we really appreciate you taking the time out and letting us into your class. Liam, continued success to you and your group. And remember, you can apply online right now for the Pathway programme. Thanks a million, Liam.
Thanks, Patrick.
Beauty Therapy Department. In the Beauty Therapy Department, we are lucky to have 2 industry standard beauty therapy rooms, and this is where you can learn all about the techniques and skills needed to be a beauty therapist. On our 2-year beauty therapy course, you will gain practical, hands-on experience by working on your fellow learners, as well as completing work experience placements. Our courses include facial and body therapy, electrical treatments, nail treatments and waxing. In keeping with modern trends, we specialise in eyelash extensions, gel polish, and fashion and photographic makeup. If you are interested in complementary therapies, you can study stone therapy massage, reflexology, Indian head massage, and Swedish body massage. On successfully completing the course, you will gain professional qualifications in Sedesco, SIPTAC, and ITEC certificates in beauty therapy, a QQI Level 5 certificate in work experience, and a certificate in fashion and photographic makeup. For more information, check out the beauty department section on our website.
And there you have it. For those of you interested in beauty, an overview there of our beauty department. And speaking of beauty, the gorgeous Breda Ryan has joined me here today. Thank you so much for coming in to see us.
Thank you for having us.
There's so much lights, action, cameras, there's so much going on today, but it's fantastic because we're really getting to see the newly refurbished campus and getting to see you guys in action, and it's just exciting that you can get the message out there. So many questions coming in from beauty, I have to say, on our question and answers, not surprisingly, very popular.
We have a lot to offer. So
you absolutely
it's
do.
good.
Tell us a little bit about the beauty department and what you do have to offer.
Well, we've been up in LCFE for the last 15, 20 years, and we've started off basically, so we've expanded nicely, so it's coming on very well. So we offer a beauty therapy course, year 1. We offer an eyelash and skin therapy course in year 1 as well, and we do a 2nd year Sedesco course for a continuation of BT1s. So that's all there. So including all that, we do skin treatments, body therapy, eyelash extensions, we've got Indian head, hot stone reflexology, electrolysis. We also do some business and a bit of IT as well.
It's fantastic, and I got to see the facilities myself a little bit earlier. We'll be going to Declan and White, who's going to give us another bit of a tour. But as I said, so many questions coming in, and for those of you who want to put questions for Rita and any of the experts on our team, keep those questions coming in on our Zoom Q&A section. So I suppose we were talking earlier with some of our other tutors, and a lot of people asking about theory. So when it comes to theory of beauty, is there much of that on
There
the
is a
course?
lot of theory, but with the theory and the beauty, you've also got the practical side. So if we do the practical side, we do the theory of why we do it this way and why it's so important. So it makes it easier when you can put what you're learning in the book into practice. So you get to understand it a bit better.
Okay, and as regard the length of the programme then?
There's 1 year, most of them are 1 year, and after 1 year you're fully qualified to go to a salon, go to cruise ships or whatever, or you can progress to a second year.
And then with work experience?
Most students would go out for 2-week block, usually around Christmas time because it's a busy period. And most of the girls would have their parents, their mothers, their grandmothers would be going to salons already, and they'd usually recommend that they go there and do that because they'd know the purpose already and they'd know the salon and it would be convenient for them. And the girls would go there usually, and if they have a problem, we'd always help out. But most of the time, we'd have contacts anyway.
Yeah. Lots of questions coming in as well, just about different disciplines. You mentioned eyelash extensions there. One person came on there saying, what subjects are included there on that particular extension course?
We do the skincare with that, and we do the gel polish, and they also do manicures and waxing and all that included in that qualification.
Okay. Now, in a lot of our other disciplines, Rita, we've been talking about experience and what experience you need to bring with you. So what experience would you have to bring, if any, to this programme?
If you have done like in transition years, some would have gone to a salon, done maybe a week or 2 or a few days doing a course, and it just gives you an insight into what goes on behind the scenes. But majority of them come in from school and they're fine with it. But most people nowadays are YouTubing and they're learning how to do their own makeup, or they'll have a basic on that, or they'll be doing their own eyebrows, or they'll be practicing on their sisters or something. So they usually have an idea of what they really want to do before they come in.
Well, speaking of practicing on people, hopefully it's not Declan they're practicing on right now, but we're going to go upstairs and have a look because he is upstairs in our beauty department. Over to you, Declan.
Thanks, guys. I'm here in one of the beauty rooms right now with Courtney from the Beauty and Complementary Therapies course. Courtney, why did you decide to study here?
So I decided to study here because about 3 or 4 years ago I actually did my social care work course here in Limerick Senior, and I went on to do 2 more years of social care. But I always had an interest in makeup and beauty in itself. So when the pandemic hit, I decided to drop out of social care and then come back and do first year again of beauty therapy in this college.
And with kind of halfway through the course now, is there anything in particular that you enjoy the most?
I do love the practical side of it. I love working hands-on with the client. I love doing massages specifically, and doing facial massages as well. I think the practical side of it is really great.
And where do you see yourself going then next year? Have you an idea in mind?
So next year at the moment I am doing a level 5. I do plan on going on to do second year in this college again and go on and do my level 6, and then hopefully work in a salon for a year or 2, and then hopefully go on and do the cruise line work after that as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm going to try and blag a free pampering session. I'm going to hand you back to Patrick and Katrina now again.
Thanks a million, Declan. No doubt you'll be staying up there now, Brita, and pampering away. So that gave us a brilliant overview. And I have a couple of more questions before I let you go. One of them being, and again, we always look to IT and business and people saying you have to have science. So in this particular programme, would learners have to have had studied biology or, say, home economics, for example?
I would recommend that they have a prereq of biology or home ec, because there's a lot of anatomy, a lot of body systems to be learned. So if they have an introduction, it makes it a bit easier for them, that they don't struggle in the classroom in that area.
Okay, but the supports are there, obviously.
It's there, there's all the supports there, but just that we tend to find that they struggle with that if they don't have a little basic behind. Just an introduction of it.
Yeah.
Just something to help them along the way.
Now, it's such a popular programme, and thank you so much for taking time out today.
No problem,
but I just wanted to ask you as well, because there was one other question, and keep those questions coming in, of course. What qualifications does this programme allow me to have?
Well, in first year we do ITech and SIPTech, so you're qualified to work anywhere in the world with it. So you can travel on the cruise ships, and there's a big demand for them on that. Steiner love having the Irish girls, they work very hard and they love them. And in second year we do Tedesco, which is internationally recognised as well. They work hard and it's a nice job, but you have to like it.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
You can really tell the passion, both from yourself, the team, and everybody here on campus. So thanks for letting us in, just to have a little look and overview, because it is such a popular programme and we wanted to have a look at that. So thanks a million, and best of luck to you and your team throughout the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a million.
Take care.
Welcome to our department. Hairdressing is a fantastic career with so many opportunities, including stylist, colourist, barbering, freelance, travel, bridal, film and TV. to name just a few. Hairdressing career opportunities exist in several industries such as salon services, advertising, theatre, film and education. We are very fortunate to have 2 industry standard hair salons here on campus, where you will learn and experience real employment scenarios throughout your programme. Our 2-year hairdressing programme is QQI Level 5 accredited in its first year, and the successful learner can then progress to senior trades in their second year. Work experience is an essential part of the course, where you will participate in a work experience placement in both first year and second year. Our excellent relationship with employers benefits all our learners and has a strong track record for securing employment after placement. This year, we are excited to offer the new National Hairdressing Apprenticeship Programme. The structure of this apprenticeship involves 4 days on the job in the salon and 1 day off the job here on campus. Successful completion of this 3-year programme will lead to a QQI Level 6 Advanced Certificate in Hairdressing. This qualification is the first of its kind in Ireland and has been long awaited by the hairdressing industry.
Really great overview there of the hairdressing departments, and I'm delighted to be joined by Lisa Buckley. It's kind of strange seeing you here beside me.
It's nice to see faces. It's good to see you.
Yeah, and really good, obviously, for you and all of your colleagues and the learners to be back on campus this year, isn't it?
Absolutely. The environment that we've walked back into, even after Christmas, has just been fabulous. It's what we're used to. It's what we crave to get back to. So we're very happy.
Good. So long may these the restrictions going and getting back more to normality. So one of the common kind of questions we're asking today, Lisa, is kind of how long is this course?
So we are doing the pathways to the apprenticeship, and that is first years. Second years then is senior trades. So the pathways to the apprenticeship program we've designed to make it a better way to go into the apprenticeship program if the student requires that they want to do that. So first year they will be doing several modules, and at the end of the year they will get a QQI Level 5 award in hairdressing. So if a student, let's say they started here at 17 or 18 and they decide at the end of the year hairdressing is not for me, they come out with a Level 5 award, and they can progress on to another course if they wish.
Brilliant.
Then if they decide they want to go on to do the senior trades, they do that in second year, and then they have a pathway into the apprenticeship programme.
Okay, really good. The National Hairdressing Apprenticeship is relatively new within the last 2 to 3 years, and for the first time being offered here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. What are the requirements for the first year?
So for first year, if you have your Level 4 standard of education, you can come into us, and like I said, you'll start off, we start September, hit the ground running, and they have to cover word processing, communications, customer services, obviously their hairdressing theory, practical and science, and health and safety, all of the fundamentals that are required for you to progress as a hairdresser, work on those
yeah, so that's really important. I was going to ask you, is there theory made up in the course? And there is, naturally, if you're going to be coming out with a Level 5 qualification, it's nice and broad. It's giving you maybe skills that you didn't realise that you would need to work in the industry, because a lot of small salons, you could be potentially working on reception as well as doing hair.
And for this year, each of our students are going out every Friday. It's built into their course. Every Friday, they go out to their salons for their work experience. They go for 2 weeks at Christmas, and they continue every Friday throughout the year. So they're building up that relationship that we ourselves have built up with industry over 25 plus years. And they're going from Limerick to Tipperary. We have Clare, all around the area, and they're doing really, really well. The feedback we get from industry, we build on that, we find out what they want, and we put it into our programme.
That's really good. So if you're a shrinking violet, are you suitable to work in
There are no
industry?
shrinking violets in hairdressing. As you know, in any form of education, any course that someone wants to do, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you have the skills, the passion, that's what every course here is looking for. If you have the drive, the ambition, and you've decided that you've reared your family now and you want to come back and you want to give it another go, absolutely, we welcome you with open arms.
You also have the support as well of a team that have been at this for years. You've all come from the industry.
Absolutely.
So, even naturally coming from school at 16 or 17, we might be a little bit shy. We're good around our friends, but it's through the support you get from you guys and going out from your industry to your industry partners that they really develop their confidence, don't they?
Listen, some 15, 16-year-olds, they might not think that they want to be doing this career for the rest of their lives, might not know what they want to do. So we will mould them, we will help them, we will guide them. If they decide after the end of the year, after doing the Pathways course, this hairdressing, I can't cut it, excuse the pun, but I can't cut it, then we can guide them into a course that is suitable for them. And if they want to stick with it, they have a great relationship built up with their salon, and hopefully the salon then will offer them, they show their worth and they're offered the apprenticeship programme, which is the end goal at the end of the day.
Really
and then they're
good.
back in here then again for senior trades or for the apprenticeship programme, and everybody's happy. That's what we want. We want the student to be happy.
We
You
get a
know?
great sense of that
And
from you,
longevity.
Lisa. Yeah, really good. Okay, well, let's meet a couple of the learners. They are in the salon right now with Declan.
I'm here in one of the 2 hair salons, and I'm joined by Hilda and Atlanta, who are giving a bit of a demonstration on colouring. Hilda, what am I looking at?
Basically what we wanted to do here today was put a purple root into pink ends, and to get a bit little on the creative side, we wanted to put a pink root into purple ends. Adds a nice colourful look to it, and then once we blow dry it, maybe put a little wave into it, it just makes it a nice look.
And is this all stuff that you've learned on the course?
It is actually everything we've learned to colour there the last few months, properly getting into it. We've done a lot of cuts, blow dries, there's so much more to it that we didn't even realise. And just colouring it's nice, it's kind of getting into a creative side.
And can I ask the both of you, what drew you to studying hairdressing?
I'd say I always had an interest in it. Always thought it'll be something good to do. It's different as well. It gives you lots of opportunities here as well, which I love. Especially with the work experience side of it as well. You get a lot of experience when you're actually in the salon with people and actually working on live models as well.
Yeah.
It lets you meet new people and try new things, go everywhere with it, really.
And what's been your favourite part so far?
Honestly, I'd say the colouring. Yeah, no, we were literally just talking about it today.
Well,
we
come here,
do
that's-
love it.
That stands out. That's absolutely.
It's so much fun to do. You can get really creative with it and like do loads of different looks. It's really wicked fun.
Especially when like back there with the curls in the hair, all different types of colours in it. We just love kind of getting creative with it like that. It's so nice, so fun, like so fun.
That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so you're going to do me next.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. That's absolutely brilliant. For more information on all the courses here, don't forget to check out our website. And I'm going to hand you back to Katrina and Patrick, and the guys are going to get working on me.
Brilliant. Thanks, Declan, and thanks to the learners. Wow, Lisa, we got a really great sense there. The girls look fantastic. They look to be really enjoying the course so far. Now, a quick couple of questions before we let you go. Is there a kit required for the course? How do they get it, and do they need books and stuff as well?
Yes, there is for the Pathways. We provide, we put a kit together and it's purchased through Capital, our local business supplier, or beauty supplier. And the book is also included in that. And the standard uniform is just black top and black trousers, black shoes. And the black tops can be purchased on any of the beauty websites or here in town as well. There's a few places that do it. And the book is also included in the kit. From Capital. The kit then can progress onto it when you're doing going on to senior trades as well. So
Brilliant. Am I a qualified hairdresser once I've seen your trades done?
once your senior trades finished, you will go into the salon as an improver or progress onto the apprenticeship programme.
Okay, that's really good. For anybody maybe watching today who has maybe a small bit of experience, would you just finally give them a little bit of advice in terms of what they should do prior to maybe applying for this course?
Well, if they do have a small bit of experience from maybe they've done it in secondary school out on work experience, that's absolutely wonderful. But again, if they just have an interest in it and they think they want to do it, you don't have to have experience in it. We're there, we start you off in the very beginning, everyone will start in the same boat and we'll all get there together.
Great, brilliant. Lisa, thank you so much for
you.
coming in
It's
today,
okay. Thank you
and
very much.
continued success to you and the colleagues working in the hairdressing department
Thanks
here.
very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Lisa.
it. Thank you. Thanks.
So we are going to have you step out, thanks a million, Lisa, and we're going to be joined.
It's so busy today. Oh my goodness, that was brilliant. I
Yeah.
loved seeing all that in the salon upstairs. I took a little sneak peek myself earlier, so there's a great buzz around.
And Declan is running around the building as we speak to try and get all of these lives in as well. So thank you so much for all of your questions being submitted throughout. We've been putting those questions to Lisa and the rest of the team here so far. Keep them coming to us through the Q&A feature on Zoom, and our team, Rowena, Ruth and Tlina, will continue answering your questions online, and we'll also put some of them in our FAQ section towards towards the end of our session today. So what have we still to come?
Yeah, so we're going to be answering those questions a little bit later, so don't worry about that, and lots of questions coming in. It's fantastic. We're going to take a little look at the schedule now, because obviously we've gotten through a lot of our disciplines, and don't worry, you can look at it back on YouTube the minute this finishes at 1 o'clock, so that's great to know. So yeah, we're going to be moving in just a moment to our Kilmallock Road campus and discussing everything there. We also have the fantastic hospitality campus, so we're going to be discussing a little bit of that. Information and guidance service, very crucial here. We talked earlier about all the supports, so we're going to be talking to the team there as well, aren't we?
We certainly are. And then we will speak to Arlene at 20 to 1 about the evening programmes on offer at the campus. Students' Union at 10 to 1, and then, as we said, we'll close off with our FAQs. So we're conscious of time. We are going to move next. Not too far away from us here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus is our Kilmallock Road campus, just a 5-minute drive away, where we deliver many of the practical elements of our programmes and lots of our VTOS programmes too. So let's take an overview of our Kilmallock Road campus.
Hi, my name is Jane, and you are very welcome to our College of Further Education and Training here at Kilmallock Road campus. Our modern campus offers a great range of courses that will help you get those valuable qualifications to progress your career. We offer a diverse range of further education and training courses such as Office Administration, Art Craft Design, Healthcare, Retail, Environmental Studies, Help Desk Operations, Engineering, ICT, as well as the traditional Leaving Certificate. Other course areas on offer at the campus include Youth Reach, Pathways to Engineering, Hospitality, and the FAI Player Development Programme. What makes our campus a great option for you? Our team are supportive and welcoming and offer a very friendly learning environment. We understand the many challenges you may have in returning to education, and we support you in reaching those goals. We operate family-friendly hours and offer one-to-one career guidance for all our learners. If you are a social welfare recipient, you may be entitled to training allowance, as well as childcare assistance. Our dedicated and professional teaching staff are here to support you in your journey. We look forward to welcoming you to our campus.
So there you have it, an overview of our Kilmallock Road campus. And as we said, we are here based today in our LCFE Mulgrave Street campus, but just a few moments away, just 5 minutes up the road, of course, the fantastic facilities here. I'm joined by Shay Kilnan, who knows all about the Kilmallock Road campus, and you're here to tell us today a little bit about it. Thanks so much for coming in.
No problem.
I think we were talking earlier with some of our tutors, and just that we're so excited today, the passion that you guys are showing, and it's fantastic to see a lot of the practical elements, of course, are delivered at your campus. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, at the Kilmallock Road campus we have a really good offering of level 5 courses, level 4 and level 3. So we really look at trying to bring learners through that might be returning to education after time out or maybe some time away from education. We've level 5 courses in Office Administration, Art Craft and Design, Healthcare. We also have technical support courses and contact centre operation courses. So with those courses, what we're really trying to do is help people return to education, further education training, and access employment. So we have students that come on board for a year or up to 2 years, depending on where you're at.
Now, we're talking here about different centres of excellence, and I have to say, a lot of people, when I talk about Kilmallock Road campus, is the support that's on offer is actually huge. Not just when you're doing your programme, but as you just kind of alluded to there, then afterwards as well. That's very important for you and your team, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, support is critical because we would really value the learner and the student when they come in. And we know that everybody comes from a different point and a different place. And a lot of our students over the years have come from time away from education, time out. They might have left school early or be returning to education. So critical to that really is the relationship. You know, it's that connection with the person and really making them feel like that you're meeting them where they're at. So our staff are really well experienced at that. They value that. And I suppose over the years, that's what the learners have most commented on, is that sense of connection and the confidence they got from being with our staff, and just also the fun in the environment as well. So as well as it being a really, really modern state-of-the-art campus, I suppose it's that, you know, connection with people that really makes it work, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people are wowed by the refurbishment there. It looks fantastic, and it's so great to see. You mentioned there are so many people, and we hear it time and time again when people are coming back to education, the nerves, you know, they're just, and particularly after a pandemic, they haven't seen somebody maybe in person for a while and just wanting to reach out. What kind of allowances, training allowances and funding is available there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a really strong support network there. I mean, it's there to help people that come back with literacy issues, language issues. If you're just feeling a lack of confidence, there's a lot of counselling supports available. We have a really strong active inclusion support service now. But on top of that then also, if somebody is in receipt of a social welfare payment, then they can carry that payment forward into the training course in the form of a training allowance. And what that means then for people under 26 who would be on a lower payment is that they can get the full training allowance. So it just means that people that might be worried about the financial side of returning to education, which is a big barrier, that's not there. The courses can run for up to 2 years. So it means that somebody is funded. We also have a child support allowance that goes with it. We have a small travel allowance and food subsistence. So what you're really trying to do is create a whole wraparound around the adult learner as they return to education, after a time out. So the financial support is key, as we all know,
Absolutely. And you're here today as well, and we were talking earlier just that if anyone has any questions that I haven't putting to Shane that you want to know about the Kilmallock Road campus, make sure you get those in on our Q&A section, and that of course is here on Zoom. Some of the questions coming in, just somebody had asked earlier, just saying, we're talking about level 5 courses on offer, and also what other courses other than level 5?
Yeah, I suppose what we really would have been well known for, as well as level 5 over the years, is our level 4 and level 3 bridging courses. So this is where somebody wants to start off. They're not yet ready for a level 5. For example, we've had a really strong provision in the Leaving Certificate. Every year we have up to 40 to 50 students that take on the Leaving Certificate, the full programme, and they use that then to progress to level 5 or to progress to higher education or into employment. We have level 4 programmes in the area of retail. We also have a very strong programme on employability skills. This is excellent because what it does is you have somebody that's unsure exactly where they want to go or what vocational area they want to specify in. So this gives them a general education at level 3, gives them a lot of upskilling, exposes them to new employment areas, and then they feel then after that, well, I'm able to pick now a level 4 or a level 5 and progress. So yeah, a big part of our provision would be preparing learners for progression into further education training.
Shane, I was really looking forward to talking to you today because your passion really shines through, as does all of our tutors' passion today. And as we said, you're going to be answering questions later as well. So it's been fantastic. We have so many campuses, and it's so great that I know we're based here today in our LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus, but so great to showcase all the many, many supports and the many options that are available at Kilmallock Road campus. Thank you so much.
No worries, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And speaking of other campuses, we have a real treat in store for you now because our hospitality campus is also not far from here, of course, located in Roxburgh. Now, you may have actually seen this in the newspapers recently. It was a fantastic event that took place. It was a medieval banquet, which many people might not have realised was actually organised, the entire event organised by our apprentices on campus. So we're going to show you a little flavour of that, and then Patrick will be talking to Bernadette about the campus after.
Wow, what a video. That is our hospitality campus. As Katrina said, it's just a short drive away from us here at Roxborough, and I'm delighted to be joined by our centre manager, Bernadette Enright. Bernadette, you look stunning today. Fantastic to see you. You look like you're right out of that video. Tell us a bit about that event. As Katrina said, that was actually an assessment event for apprentices.
Absolutely, yes. Good morning, Patrick, and thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here this morning. Yes, that's part of our Level 6 Culinary Apprenticeship programme, and it's a 2-year programme, and in that there's 24 modules, I think in total it has to be completed. So for that assessment we amalgamated all of the 24 assessments and assignments, and we have the grand final event, and you saw it there, which was done only in November, and that was the grand event. And this year the learners actually choose the event. They, orchestrate it, they deliver them, we assist them with it because they've learned those skills all over the past 2 years. This was the event this year, Medieval Banquet. So this was all of their creation, all of their ideas, and obviously then the culinary then is the highlight as well.
So they come up with the event theme, the idea, the staging, the booking of all of the various different elements that are required,
yes,
and then supported by the professional tutor team that you have on campus. Is it difficult in terms of trying to do that, because you want them to do it themselves, but you're the professionals and you can kind of see, so how do you provide that support to them to ensure that that event is going to go off without a hitch?
I suppose the enthusiasm, no. They have terrific enthusiasm. They know the standard that's set. I suppose first of all, the hospitality campus, it's a centre of excellence. It's 2 years, or it has been twice now, approved as a centre, European Centre of Excellence, and we're the only one in the country. So the learners are very aware of that. We also have been recently accredited with the World Chefs Accreditation. We're the only college outside one other college in Dublin that is an accredited World International College for Culinary Arts. So we find that with the learners, because our events that we do, they're looking back on past classes. So they want to exceed the event that has been done the year before that. And it's interesting you say that, because only I had a conversation with a new batch of Level 6, and already they want to do Star Wars, they want to exceed on the Medieval Banquet. So they understand, and with the training that they get from, the tutors, from the instructors, in all of these areas, the standard is so high. So that pitch that we're aiming at, which is 5-star and over, it's not new to them. So what we're coming in to do then is really to make sure on timelines, companies, particularly like an event this morning with yourselves where you're live, you've so much equipment. We need specialist people like yourselves to come in and assist with that. So, the answer to you is that, no, they're very, very tuned in.
Brilliant, yeah. There's a high standard expected, but they get to that high standard, number one, because when they're applying, as you said, they know your reputation. They know they're going to need to perform during that period of time. But then they get fantastic placements, don't they, out of their work with you?
Yes, yeah. So the industry, I suppose, we work, with the likes, our national bodies in the Irish Hotel Federation, the Restaurant Association, the Vintners Association, and obviously the Irish Panel of Chefs. So we would have a situation where we're like a recruitment agency, because the reputation of the college has gone national. So we have placements all over the country, and indeed we have learners travelling as far as Monaghan to programmes, Sligo, Athlone, Cork, all coming for specialised programmes, and they vary. They could be a one-day part-time programme in a specialised area like pastry, or it could be a two-year programme where they're doing block release. But the industry, we're very supported by the industry. So the industry are made aware of all of these facilities, the programmes, through the likes of the Irish Hotel Federation, the Vintners. It's out on their social media. It's kind of like, if you want to train in the hospitality and tourism, the one-stop shop, the destination is Limerick Hospitality Campus.
Okay, let's focus in then for a minute on the audience that's watching today. A lot of people watching from schools, 5th and 6th years, and guidance counsellors who maybe are considering, dipping that toe in the water. Might not be necessarily apprenticeship, but it could be the culinary skills level 5 through applying through LCFE.ie. Can you tell us a little bit about that programme and what it might offer?
Yes, this has been a very, very successful programme. I suppose we started this 5 years ago here in the college, and it's a programme that's full every year with it. So the criteria is we obviously do face-to-face interviews. You will apply through FET. But what we're looking for, it's not necessarily that we're looking for somebody with 5 straight A's in the Leaving Cert or, high points. What we're looking for is somebody that may have had a part-time job during the summer, who has worked in hospitality tourism. That tells us they understand the hours, they understand that, we work while most people are socialising, and that they have some sort of an energy, because I suppose the hospitality industry, it's a fast energy. You need to be extremely agile, you need to be, we always say fit as regards you're standing on your feet a lot. So you will apply to that. We will do it through interview, and we're welcome to open to all different types of students that wish to look at it. We're into the practical skills with this one.
Good, okay, Bernadette, and look, we've seen it ourselves at first hand. We've been there for lunches and we're seeing the learners serving those up, etc., and how it goes. I don't want to let you go, we're just rapidly running out of time, but I don't want to let you go without asking you about your TY taster, apprenticeship tasters. You had a phenomenal success last year working with schools in the region on the barista training and the culinary skills, and you're doing it again this year.
Absolutely. So very shortly now in May, last year we had the Junior Chef Shannon regional competition where that was all of the schools were in the final for this particular award, supported by Fáilte Ireland and Irish Hotel Federation. This year it was hugely successful again. We've over 700 students participating.
Wow.
And that's from between the 2 counties. And what we're doing is we're offering taster programs in barista, but they do get an accreditation with City and Guilds. And obviously, the gem then for the culinary students is they get and have that chance of participating in that grand final, which this year, again, we're going to host with yourself in the Strand Hotel in May. So what we're hoping there is that not everybody will go into the hospitality and tourism industry, but however, we would maintain that about 70% of students will be looking for jobs in this area and to support them during college.
Summer jobs, for example,
Absolutely.
as a barista or whatever.
So by the fact that we're running these programs, that you've participated again with the hospitality campus, when you go to apply into the local hotels and restaurants, straight away your name has gone way up the line because you've done a program and done the taster program with the hospitality campus.
And they're skills for life too, aren't
Absolutely.
they? One of the things you discovered when you brought the kids in first from school, maybe from TY, they didn't have the experience of cooking at home. Now they're actually cooking for the whole family one night a week, having done
That's
the course.
right. And again, if they are going to college, they know all of the basics, but there's other great skills in it. There's time management, there's working as a team, there's great fun. And I think the difference with this particular program, it's industry catering. So it's not the home economics where you're making maybe one dish. You're actually making a numerous amount of dishes. You're getting them out on time. You're feeding about 60 people. So there's great fun. And for some people, we've actually converted them and they've actually come back to us and applied on our level 5 programs to continue on because they had such an experience, didn't realise, what it was all about. And that's the whole concept of the taster program.
Well, I could talk to you all day about it, Bernadette, but I want to name check the home economics teachers in the schools you're working with are brilliant support in this, and the TY coordinators.
And all of the coordinators.
Yeah, we don't have time to name all the schools, but as you said, they're across Limerick and Clare. So we wish you continued success. We're really looking forward to working with you again in May when we'll be live on YouTube with your Shannon Region Junior Chef of the Year competition. Continued success to you, Bernadette, and all of the team in the hospitality campus on all of your great successes.
Lovely.
Well done on all your hard work.
Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to all the new students and learners.
Hi, my name is Rose Doyle, and I'm going to introduce you to our guidance counselling service. The guidance counselling service consists of 2 full-time guidance counsellors. Our aim is to provide our learners with support during their time here around personal, educational and vocational areas of concern. You can make an appointment to see a guidance counsellor for a one-to-one session. We also facilitate classes on progression options, and we can explore with you how QQI applicants can apply through the CAO. We provide learning support for you if you're experiencing difficulties on your course, subject to teacher availability. If you have a disability, specific learning difficulty, or a significant ongoing illness, then you may be eligible for support through the Fund for Learners with Disabilities. On enrolment, please make contact with the guidance service. Finally, my advice as a guidance counsellor is to seriously consider a QQI award. It will give you the opportunity to study in a particular area. It can expand your progression options and help you make the right future career choice.
And I'm actually joined now by Rose. Great to see you. Rose, great buzz around the place today, as Katrina and myself have been saying. And thanks for letting us commandeer your office just behind this wall here. So you might maybe first of all tell us, we got a sense of it in the video, but maybe what are kind of the services that are offered by guidance counselling here on campus?
Absolutely, Patrick. So there's 2 full-time guidance counsellors, myself and Margaret O'Connor. And we work with learners on a one-to-one basis. You can make an appointment to see us. And we also go into classes and we do CAO information sessions, UCAS, lots of different things.
It's certainly a packed year, I would say, for Margaret and yourself. You have a large number of classes here on campus. I would say no 2 days are the same.
I have to say, I love my job. It's an amazing place to work. No 2 days are the same. There's brilliant students here. And they all they use here to go on somewhere else or to progress, whether it's to employment or to higher education. And so it's just, I suppose, as you said, no 2 days are the same.
Yeah, very, very varied in terms of the time. We've had a lot of discussion today about QQI awards. We have an audience watching today from schools and guidance counsellors who are maybe familiar with QQI, but maybe some people who are watching today are interested in coming back to education, haven't heard of QQI. They maybe are familiar with the forerunner, FET. So what's a QQI Awards?
Yeah, so even QQI, what does it stand for? It's Quality Qualifications Ireland. So Quality Qualifications Ireland. And in LCFE, we do level 5 and level 6. So a level 5 would typically have 8 modules. Now, as you said at home, students might realise that's a subject, but we call them modules here. So to get a full QQI, you need to have your 8 modules.
Okay, and that gives you then a full award. And the intention of that full award is so that you can progress?
The amazing thing is you could get a full award here and then progress. That's the big word, whether it's to employment or to higher education. Yeah, that would be it.
Focusing on the higher education one, can I apply to literally any higher education institution in the country with level 5 full awards?
So with level 5 and level 6 full awards, you can apply through the CAO. And again, for anyone listening, that they might realise that students and learners here apply to the CAO. The thing is though, when you apply to the CAO, the best thing to do is look up the CAO first, look at the QQI section and see does the course that you're doing, the QQI award, link.
Okay.
So there is so many courses that you can apply for, not all, but it's expanding, Patrick, every year. There's getting more and more and more. It's brilliant.
Is that down to a recognition by higher education providers that those who have done a QQI level 5 are better prepared for a higher level course?
I would say, hand on heart, doing a PLC, a post-leaving cert course, a QQI, is one of the best things, as a guidance counsellor, is one of the best things you do. When I meet students in my office, I say, you're so lucky that you chose here, because who knows at 17, 18, 19 what they want to do for
I
certainly didn't, for the rest of your life. So you get an opportunity to taste the area, do work experience, before you make that really serious commitment, maybe to a degree or an apprenticeship or whatever it is.
One of the things we're hearing today as well is that there are often modules on a course that people had no clue about before they came in, and they suddenly realise, I really like this. So that's part of the experience too, isn't it?
Oh, and like, again, So a learner would come into me and they'd signed up to a course, and by the end of the year, they want to go in a different direction. And I say, isn't that brilliant? Because you realise now that what isn't for you, and you haven't gone on to maybe higher education and maybe made a wrong course choice. So this is the place to go to kind of figure it all out.
I know that we've seen people as well who maybe did do the direct CAO route from their leaving cert, realise the course is not right for them, and sometimes they will apply here.
All the time, and I'm very lucky. I get to hear students and learners' stories one-to-one, and that happens so many times, and they actually always say the same thing to me. I wish I'd come here first.
Okay, brilliant.
And that is the absolute truth, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really good to hear. I've got 2 more questions. I'm just conscious of time. You have had a successful progression agreement with LIT, now TUS, for many years. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Rose?
Yeah, no problem. So we call it LIT, but as you know, it's changed to TUS.
Yeah.
It's still LIT on the CAO for this year.
Okay.
So the amazing thing about that progression agreement is you can do a course with us, a QQI level 5 or 6, and progress then to LIT, TUS, and they give our learners preferential entry.
Okay.
And Patrick, that means that I suppose you're almost guaranteed your place there once you meet the requirements here. Example, 3 distinctions and a full award for a place in a level 8. But I suppose the thing I'd like to emphasise is that the best of it is it's any course to any course. So what I mentioned earlier is if you want to change your mind and you want to go down a different area, that's what you can do, and that to me is just brilliant.
That is super, and TUS have so many course offerings, so that's really, really positive. Final question then is, I have a disability and know that I will need additional support, so who can I speak to about this, and is there support available?
Absolutely, so that again there's lots of supports here in the college. There's a support, it's funded by Solace, it's the fund for students with disabilities, and Margaret O'Connor, my colleague, looks after that in the college as well. So when you apply, you'll make contact with Margaret and she'll be able to explain and go through that with you.
Well, I know you guys for many years, you work so hard and provide such amazing support to learners here on campus. Rose, I wish you and Margaret continued success with the guidance counselling service here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus.
Brilliant.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh, Patrick, thanks a million.
Hello there, my name is Arlene Douglas and I'm the Director of Adult Education here at LCFE. Our departments offer you flexible part-time learning in the evenings, giving you the opportunity to upskill, to expand your skills and your knowledge, or to take up a new hobby. Our part-time courses are split across 2 enrolment periods, September and January, with many of our courses running for 12 weeks. We have a wide selection of classes across many different fields of study, such as business, childcare, healthcare, nursing, art, media, IT and languages. While some of our courses are hobby-oriented, the vast majority of our courses are certified with real qualifications afforded to you on successful completion. We currently offer certified courses at QQI Level 5 and 6, ATI and iTech. Many of our teachers have industry experience and will give you a real insight and practical knowledge of their subject areas. So if you're hoping to return to work, looking to move into a new profession, or simply wish to learn something new, then choose to study part-time with us at LCFE. Check out our website for more information on our wide range of part-time courses.
So there you have it, an overview of our nighttime programmes here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. And you saw our Director, of course, of Adult Courses there, Arlene, who joins us here in studio by the magic of cameras. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're talking all day, myself and Patrick, about the buzz that's here, and just, you know, you must be so proud of the tutors and the team here because the passion really comes across when they're describing each programme.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and actually the night courses, I suppose, spans the whole lot of it in a micro sense, in the sense that the adults and adult learners generally take one or 2 modules in a night, you know. So it's very good to see the whole span beforehand, and then when we look at it now, it's all the single subjects are fantastic. There's a great range for people. It spans from, let's say, there's art and design, there's beauty care, there's hairdressing, there's business and professional. There's an awful lot in that, I think, and also the childcare, healthcare media, languages, and we also have Cappamore. Our Cappamore campus also is included in the night provision. So people have such a choice, and they do choose. And at the moment, we're enrolling at the moment actually, which is fantastic. And some courses they started this week, they started last week, and others are starting next week. So
it's a busy time.
It's a busy time. It's a January period. There are two periods involved. There's the September enrolment period and there's the January enrolment period. So we have a lot to do. We produce lots of brochures, 2 brochures per year. So people know us. A lot of them are repeat customers as well. And we have lots of opportunities for people if they want to sample courses, and it gives them a good idea as to what a course would be like. We would have an awful lot of people in they have jobs and they want promotions and they look for something to add to their CVs. There's many reasons why people would select courses. And then we have others then that do it simply for enjoyment.
Yes.
Hobby courses, art, craft, design courses, etc.
Yeah, you're known for the nighttime courses here. I was here, of course, in media at one stage, and I loved being a tutor here, and Patrick is the same. And it's those different disciplines, as you mentioned, such a wide range, and the many benefits there is to taking on a nighttime program to, as you said, discover perhaps your passion, reignite your passion in a particular subject, not necessarily for a career, but just for the pure enjoyment. And there's a huge social aspect as well. I know the pandemic put paid to a lot of that, but there was still great supports online for the learners. But there is a great social buzz in this campus, both in the nighttime programs and in the day, isn't there? And there's that camaraderie.
People get together again in another season. Oftentimes there's a lot of people that they enroll for the same program again because they want to meet.
Yeah,
so it's great from that point of view. But now we do have online courses, purely online courses, business courses, and we have a mixture of blended courses also. The online courses have taken off, which is fantastic. We have people from all over the country that take the online courses. So people can check, if they want to know where to get the information.
Yeah.
On our website, there is the Apply for Part-Time Courses black button on the LCFE website. And that will show them what courses are available to enrol on now. There might be some that are not there that you can see, but if you call the office, they'll inform. There's a lot going on with numbers and rooms and all the rest. But if they phone the main switch, Sandra is in the reception there and she'll give them plenty of information. Also, our brochure is on the website. It's scroll down to the very bottom of the website. It's the pink part-time prospectus and everything is in that.
There's so much on offer.
Yes.
It's just fantastic to see all the disciplines that you have. I mean, you really covered all bases, so there really is something for everyone.
There is.
Tell me a little bit about just the cost or funding. A couple of questions coming in our Q&A for that.
The average cost, let's say, for a single module QQI 5 would be approximately €240 for 12 weeks. Then again, some of them, if they're longer periods of time, let's say 3 hours, they could be 10 weeks, 2.5 hours, it could be 12 weeks. For level 6s, the cost is about €280. Other than that, we would have funding arrangements available to eligible people that wish to apply. Those funding arrangements are Skills to Advance, which is new. So they just contact the college and we will give you information about that. There's training support grant, which are quite popular as well. Entreo, we got a lot of referrals from Learning and Skills as well. So there's quite a range of things. People can opt to do courses and may be entitled to some sort of funding. So there's plenty of funding streams there that we can help them with. And we have a lot of dispersed Skills to Advance at the moment in different groups where people can do their course and get full support.
Fantastic. Well, that's the word of the day for sure for me, is the support that is here. So you're making your choices, but there's guidance all along the way. Rose said it earlier and you've said the same. So that's a fantastic overview of our nighttime programs here at the campus. Thank you so much for joining us, Arlene.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Louise and I'm class rep with the student union here in LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. I'm in my first year of study on campus and my first year in working with the SU. Our student union focuses on providing a voice for all learners. Every year, your programme will elect a class rep to represent you and your group at student union meetings. These reps are the backbone of what we do. They bring updates and concerns from your group to the SU, an informed group of news from the union and any upcoming events. Our student union works closely with teachers and campus management to ensure an active learner voice. As part of the student union, we organise clubs and societies and regular events throughout the year to provide a space for you to meet other learners on campus with shared interests. So, when you choose LCFE Mulgrave Street, you're choosing to be part of a fun, inclusive and engaging campus with a student union to support you every step of the way.
So great sense there of the Students' Union, which is so important again in terms of what we've been hearing throughout the programme today is around your friends, who you meet on campus and working together, that peer-to-peer type of idea. Katrina, I'm just amazed that we're almost at the end of a live 3-hour programme. The time has flown. We have gotten loads of questions in, haven't we, on the Q&A feature?
We have, and that's been the beauty of today, I think, is that we've had our experts in-house to tell us a little bit about every discipline, but you've been engaging with us and we thank you so much for doing that. So we're just going to go through a couple of the questions that you have put in. So just one or two that have come in here. Patrick, we'll start with this one. Lisa just saying, how do I apply for a course? So we asked our experts, and yes, you can apply for any of the programs through our website. So just go to www.lcfe.ie and just click on apply for full-time courses there, and that's how you apply. And of course we spoke with Arlene there as well, so we know about our night-time courses options are there as well on the website.
Brilliant. Another one of the questions is, if people have more questions before they make a decision about a course, it might be something specific that they have on a particular programme, can they talk to the teacher of that programme? And yes, you can. The best way to do that is to email apply@lcfe.ie. That's apply@lcfe.ie with your specific query, and the team in our admissions office will direct your query then to the relevant programme coordinator.
Yeah, another question was just on the Susie grants. Just if you missed it earlier, we did say yes, they are available for the courses here. And then somebody else asking about the resources available. Now, I know you touched on this with Rose, but just thank you to our viewer who just asked about the resources available with disabilities. Yes, as you discussed with Rose earlier, there's a huge range of resources and supports available for any learners with additional needs. And Rose and the team, the guidance counselling, who you have seen earlier, is here to advise on all that. So yeah, absolutely there is.
Great, and the other support that we heard about during the programme as well are the learning supports. Our active inclusion support service is behind the learning supports that are available. We're here in the Learning Hub today, and this is where Niall Hare works out of actually on campus, and he meets a lot of people who are looking for learning support. So it is available for all learners. It's available all year round. Facilities include the Learner Help Desk, where you can talk to Niall, get assistance, the loan device and laptop management that was talked about earlier on, and also there are one-to-one group sessions both in this Learning Hub and our second one, as well as in our library as well. They will give you study skills, ICT support and ICT workshops as well.
Now, another question, somebody just asking, are there many clubs and societies? Absolutely, yes, and we've seen them as we've been here filming throughout the day and met so many. So obviously you saw the Students' Union, they're very active, but there's so many disciplines here between your music departments and your fashion and hair and design and engineering, and you know, there's so many clubs and societies, and that Student Union is there to help you and to guide you and to meet new people and decide what club or society might be for you. So that's a definite yes on that one.
Yeah, the friends who you make in college are really the ones that get you through. At times when you're feeling a little bit down or you just need a bit of help with a particular project or assignment, it got me through college. So I think it would be really, really important to be engaged in clubs and societies, and great that they're available here. Another one of the questions is there a closing date for applications? And the answer is no. So it doesn't just shut down after a certain date. In fact, applications are accepted right up to September. Oftentimes people begin to apply right now, especially for the more popular courses. Again, a lot of people apply in May as well because they've a better idea by then, maybe how they're going to do in the Leaving Cert, or they have a more firm idea around what they want to do in September. You can apply right across the summer, but indeed you can apply after CAO results come out as well in the autumn.
Yep, and a lot of people, obviously, after watching today, wanting to know about entry requirements. So all the details for entry requirements are on our website, www.lcfe.ie.
Brilliant. And final question was just around the Leaving Cert applied. Can you apply? And again, we answered that earlier on that yes, you absolutely can. So I can't believe it, but we're actually just coming up to out of time. So before we go, we want to thank all of the production crew involved in making today's event so successful. Here today from Crude Media, behind the scenes with us is Dom, also Ben, and also Dave and Wojciech. Thank you guys for making this event so successful for us. Thank you to Helena and the team from IMS, our streaming partner, for again being behind us. It was all a little bit nervous before we went live this morning at 10 o'clock, so thank you, Helena, for helping us out on that. None of today could have happened, though, without the amazing team here at LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus. So in particular, we want to thank Declan for all of those lives, because without our learners and our teachers and Declan and Claire getting in there to actually meet, really gave a really strong sense of what the overall atmosphere and buzz is like here on campus. So we want to thank you. And the final part then is to really thank Pat and his senior management team here, in particular Cleana, Honora and Enda and Arlene, and Cleana working with Ruth Mack and the PRO here for the college, and also Rowena as well, who was answering all of your FAQs coming in on the Q&A feature.
Yeah, it really has been a team effort, so thanks to everyone who has contributed. And if you have enjoyed what you've seen, don't forget to tell your friends and your family. And also don't forget, if you're just joining us now, this will be live immediately and you'll be able to catch up on YouTube as soon as this finishes.
Can't believe the show's at an end, but
yeah, it's been fantastic.
It has been great, and we hope to be able to do another one of these. Hopefully, we haven't told the team here yet, but we hope to do another one very soon. We hope you really enjoyed today's programme and that you will consider LCFE Mulgrave Street Campus for your future programme in further education and training. Katrina, thank you so much. You've been an amazing co-host.
And you too, Patrick, and thanks for tuning in. And don't forget, as we said, spread the word and go back on the YouTube channel and watch it all over again.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.